Here we go.
You really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Hey, motherfucker, what you like to do?
Oh, I don't know. Play chess, screw.
Well, let's play chess.
They give off to Jonathan Taylor. Jump cutting his way close to the goal line. He's in there. Touchdown. I-N-D-Y. Jonathan Taylor.
Wheeler finds Quan from the logo.
Here's Halliburton into the front court. Mishandled it, but gets a shot. Hits it. Hits it.
John, I have never been better to be on the air with you here in Indianapolis, a place where so many of my dreams have come true.
The Ride with JMV on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
All right, who was digging on the Midsummer Classic last night? Anybody out there? Yeah, I know everything seemingly at times will lose its luster. That probably did as well. It was not the most compelling game. I will say this, like the post-game show with those guys all jacking around, that was fairly compelling. Last night, however, not so much. And it's funny, outside again of the White Sox, and we have about 5 White Sox fans, I'm sure, in the listening audience right now, but outside of the White Sox, there's really nothing much compelling at all about the baseball season. Jordan Walker in the home run derby, if you're going to look for a little bit of drama, that had more drama than anything. Going all the way back to Monday night. At least it seems that way. Hey, welcome into the show. Fever back at it coming up later on tonight as well. A lot of discussion still surrounding that team. Did they turn the corner? Are you a believer in the product now? Is this more like what you expect? To this point, it's been a game-to-game basis. And it seems like as soon as you believe that they've turned the corner and they're evolving into what you expect them to be, then they revert back to the unfortunate circumstances of disappointment. You got a 4-game homestand right now. It's time to, as they say, flex. It is time to flex. We'll talk about that over the course of the afternoon as well. We've got a live show prior to the Friday tilt against Seattle. I'll explain that. Actually, the next 2 days, this show is going to be on the road. It's going to be absolutely outstanding. I love the fact that we're going to open up a new place with a tavern tour stop with Brent Holverson and Tony Renz coming up tomorrow. And I also love it because we are outside. I love the area places, but when we go outside the area to Madison County, as we're doing tomorrow up in Anderson, I'm extremely excited about that. We'll tell you where we're going to go, what we're going to do, what's going to happen. And hello, Madison County coming up tomorrow. Absolutely outstanding. Yeah, I know. I talked about this yesterday. I think Kevin Bowen had some stuff on it. Kev's going to join us coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. You have Alec Pierce, who goes up in the place of Kenny Moore on the side of Lucas Oil Stadium. Thank you, brother. Yeah, it's going to be hard. You're going to have to, direct me on that a little bit. Sorry, that was from James. James, by the way, is back. Let me reintroduce James. James is back off a lengthy vacation, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute. How's it going, John?
Good, buddy. Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
We've got some things we're going to try to hash out, but I want to get back to what I was discussing a moment ago. So Alec Pierce goes up for Kenny Moore. Listen, is this the biggest of deals? Probably not. Is this going to be talked about right now because there's not a lot going on? Sure it is. But put your quarterback up there. Put your quarterback up there. It's not like that he was awful last year. The only reason things were compromised is because he was injured. Put your quarterback up there. Why is your quarterback not up there? Here's the reason why I'd put Daniel Jones up there. Because right now we believe Daniel Jones is year to year, which is true. 2-year contract, but it feels like year to year. Put him up there. It's not like that you're putting up Anthony Richardson. It's not like you're putting up, you believe in him, put him up there. You don't believe in the other guys. Put your quarterback on the building. It can't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard. Put him up there. I don't know how this is going to go. He looks like he is on track to be healthy and good to go at the start of the season. I mean, hell, what, in a couple of weeks now, when everybody's hanging out up at Grand Park for the final time for Colts training camp, we'll find out a little bit more about how things are going along with him. But until that point in time, that's the belief. And they clearly believe in him. They are trying to take advantage of this year. Well, one, that is where they have positioned themselves. When they made the Sauce Gardner deal, going back to the NFL trade deadline of last fall, you said, all right, we're all in right now. And then the wheels came off with injuries, and especially with the injury to your quarterback. So once the wheels fell off, you really had no alternative. Because if you hadn't decided to go ahead and start over with everything prior to, there was no way you were going to try to start over in that moment, considering you don't have for the next 2 years a first-round selection. So how are you? So there you are. No, it's not the biggest of deals, and I'm not going to make a lot of it. But when I was talking to Jake during the crossover brought to you by Love Heating and Air a little bit earlier, and my suggestion was you got to have your quarterback on the side of the building. You just do. It's almost like you don't believe, so he's not going to be around here long enough. We're going to put the guy around here that we're most invested in. You could say that about Jonathan Taylor, too. I mean, hell, you don't know outside of next year. If things don't go well, I can't imagine. I would definitely put the quarterback up there, but that would also involve what? It would be taking down somebody. But I would have put the quarterback up there instead of the wide receiver. Interesting, too, you have both of those particular players that are trying to guide themselves through certain situations health-wise to make sure. You know, one is the quarterback, and the belief is you can bounce back and be what you are. And maybe they're right about this. Maybe more than anything else, the dynamic between head coach and quarterback is just simply put something that works. That is the reason why. That is the reason to believe. That is the reason to trust it. I do understand that part of it. But the true meaning of all this is pretty simple. You are where there's no way out of it. You're in a have-to-do situation here. And this is what you have to do. Had you not sacrificed a couple of first-rounders as you did at the trade deadline last year, circumstances probably certainly could have been different. Alas, they are not, and here we are. Again, not a big deal, but something worthy of midsummer discussion. If you want to do that, we can certainly get into it at 239-1070, 317-239-1070. If you guys want to text in, that is fantastic as well. We have World Cup semifinal number 2, FIFA World Cup 2026 with England and Argentina. 8.5 in. Nobody has put it yet in the back of the net. That is going on down in Atlanta. The winner will get Spain. Spain that absolutely choked out, for lack of a better description, France yesterday. And as it still is incredible to me, there is a consolation contest. The loser of this will have to play again and play France in Miami. Or as I mentioned yesterday, just have that thing in Paoli. France and the loser of this contest in Paoli, I think works out great. Now, this should honestly be fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, right? I really hesitate to want to see this end. I know a lot of you folks checked out once the Americans got bounced in ridiculous fashion last Monday. For me, it's twofold. I like it when there are games being played of incredible consequence. And maybe it doesn't feel that way to you, but that's exactly what it is globally with these games right now. And then the fact that we are actually hosting it is pretty damn cool, too. But the significance is there. I like it because this is going on in the middle of the afternoon. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I know. I sit here all the time and advocate taking off the offsides, even though I also advocate not being a cherry picker when you're playing basketball, which is essentially, I guess, the same thing. Which doesn't make me look good or sound good. I just think it would be much more entertaining if you didn't have such stringent rules in terms of offsides. Alas, I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Here's hoping you have enjoyed that as well. Lionel Messi. I think his name is like pronounced differently every time I hear it. They call him Leo and Lionel, and it's not like Lionel the train, right? Remember the trains, the toy trains? Lionel is not like that, or Lionel Jefferson.
I've always heard Lionel Messi. That's always how I've heard it pronounced.
I've always called him Lionel, like Lionel Jefferson. That's Lionel to me. Lionel.
Lionel kind of just makes him sound a little bit nerdier. Lionel sounds cooler, I think.
Let me tell you this. There was nothing at all nerdy about Lionel Jefferson.
Oh, really?
The original, not the other one. The one guy came in, Damon Evans, the actor that came in for like a season or two. That wasn't good. But the original, Mike Evans, the late, great Mike Evans, was an absolute genius on All in the Family and the Jeffersons. So no score, the 11.5-minute mark. They are early on right now down in Atlanta. We shall keep you updated. I mentioned the All-Star game last night. It was basically All-American League. There was not much of consequence. I thought Monday night in the Home Run Derby and Jordan Walker was much more of an enjoyment, much more drama going on than anything else. And then you have the Fever coming up later on tonight. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. Hopefully this is the turn for the better. You have an opportunity. When you think about it, you go out west, you have 4 games, and you win 3 of those. And the lone disappointment was a massive disappointment. Don't get me wrong. The way that they went out and the way that they finished that game in Southern California, that's not what you want to see. There was a lot of half-assery going on there. You don't want to see half-assery. Nobody's running back. Nobody's getting back. Their defense already struggles a lot of the time, although it is getting better. And when you don't get back, when you don't hustle back, that does not look good. And that was the case. But you look what they did in Phoenix with all of that other crap that was going on, the rest of the world, and all the verbal grifters out there that are trying to turn this into 19 different ways. Hey, I get this. The grifters out there suggest that Sophie Cunningham is the face of the WNBA. I would buy that right now. I don't know if I'd say the face. I would say one of the most popular of the players in the WNBA. And, you know, some of you would suggest for all the right reasons. Other would say, well, it's not for, well, you know, all the dudes out there just think she's really hot. Listen, did you see the numbers that Sunday night game got? You have to ride this and ride this like crazy as best you can. And oftentimes, it hasn't been handled well, whether you're talking about the WNBA itself or the Fever. But you can't deny the numbers. Fever and Aces, Scott Agnes had this a little bit earlier today, averaged 2.64 million viewers on NBC and Peacock on Sunday night. That is the second most watched WNBA regular season game since 2000. Now, I will tell you, you're going to be quick to say, well, nobody's really ever given a crap about the WNBA before right now. And for the most part, you would be accurate. But again, that is a massive number And you know why that is. And you can argue, well, you had the multi-MVP on one side and the defending champions. We all know why it is. You have to, at your best, cultivate it. And I'm not suggesting you have to cultivate it by changing the rules or protecting the player, but you have to make sure you're doing your best to understand the situation. There is a level of interest in which you're likely not going to have ever again. Take full advantage of it. I don't know if WNBA leadership is good enough to do that. You know, the report, I think it was from the Sports Business Journal, that stated Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, persuaded Kathy Engelbert, who is the commissioner of the WNBA, to suspend Thomas after the Caitlin Clark incident. Listen, you're always looking for great advice, but I don't know what that says about the leadership. And then you go back to the lack of an appearance on a radio show in which you agreed to go on. It all reeks of jackassery, and you can't have it. You absolutely have to take better advantage of it. I would say the same thing to the Fever, though. Yeah, the Fever oftentimes around here are missing out. They're going to say, well, we don't really need to because our brand is more national. You know how quickly your brand can go away? Then you guys are going to be back to begging to have some of your players on this show in the summertime. That's not too far away. Out and about all the time. It's not going to compromise their preparation. If being a ring card girl for the UFC fight, if that doesn't compromise it, being on here for 5 to 7 minutes and talking to a jackass like me is not going to do it either, or any other of these jackass shows on this station. All of us jackasses together. I mean, hell, James Boyd is a guy for The Athletic that outside of this station, he is a constant. He's always there. Just be out and about and take full advantage of it. You don't want to become Pauly Shore to me saying, hey, I'd love to come on your show, but I really don't want to talk about Encino Man because I'm tired of talking about it. Whoa, I'm sorry. Well, what else are we talking about then? Look at Mick Jagger at the England-Argentina game there, by the way.
How old is Mick Jagger at this point?
I'll tell you what. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards may very well be the two best dude humans of all time. Seriously. They may live forever.
He's 82.
He's 82?
82.
There's no way that dude is. He may live to be 128.
Well, they're still on tour, aren't they? They're still going around, aren't they?
I don't think they do. And I think that there's some discussion if they ever get back on the road again. But let's just consider for a moment what they have accomplished in music and then what they've accomplished in just being dudes. I don't know if anybody is even in the stratosphere of those two guys, James. What they've accomplished as dudes. I think you guys know what we're talking about. I'm talking to a majority of guys out there. What those two have accomplished as dudes, I don't think anybody else had anything on them. Nobody.
I don't know if you can top that.
I'm going to tell you, be my dream world right there. Can you imagine for a moment just the story that Doug Bowles has to tell? The Speedway president, the IndyCar president, about being at Iozzo's Italian Grill and being called back to a back room by some big fella because Mick Jagger was back there having dinner and wanted to talk to him. That's an all-timer right there. I think I would just quit everything and I would put that on a card, put that on my business card. Mick Jagger wanted to talk to me at Iozzo's.
Your resume is just one line, and
that's all it is. That's my resume. If I ever wanted to get a job again, it would be my resume. I would pass that along to my kids. Put that on your resume too. It may be around here the most impressive act that I've ever been told. Hey, Mr. Jagger would like some words with you. Mr. Jagger, which is pretty awesome.
They referred to him as Mr. Jagger?
Mr. Jagger.
That's
that was
awesome.
his bodyguard.
That's awesome.
He was a big dude. Golden State and the Fever coming up later on tonight. That's at 8 o'clock, I believe. You can check that out, certainly right here with John Nolan and Tidrose got you covered, but you can check that out on the USA Network. Here's something else we got to figure out. Two things while I'm on the subject. You got to figure out something a little bit better. You can't be throwing darts at a dartboard at how you're going to watch games every single night, and that's absolutely everybody. Let's become a little bit more universal. And I don't care if it's me and I'm just a complete jackass with technology. Can we become a little bit more universal and make it easier? Some things that I talk about back in the day are really good. One of those would be not having to go through a chorus of having to find where your favorite team is playing. Who agrees with me on that? I don't want to take a course. I don't think it needs to be a 100-level class for me to find out where my favorite team is playing. Can we become a little bit more cohesive, a little bit more universal with that in mind? Please? And I got my fingers crossed. I don't know where this is going. I don't know if they know where this is going yet. But for the love of all that is holy, can the Pacers end up someplace where it's incredibly easily accessible for everybody? Please. It's got to be. You can't be, well, you got to sign up and do, don't be signing up people for it, okay? Just present it to people. I try here all the time, and I know we try 95 different angles, and I know these two FM singles, they really do stink. But we try to be as universal as possible. Man, you got to be, because it's way too easy to go someplace else, or it's way too easy to lose interest, and you don't want that. And believe me, I've made that be known around here a number of times. Especially with me and the way that I love radio, and you know that to be true. But you got to be easy. But the next 2 years to prove a lot with this organization. I don't know where this is as far as the television broadcasts are concerned. But yeah, don't make this calculus, okay? Hatfield tells me this, James, the new Stones album last Friday, and it's great. They made tour in 27 at 83. So Mick Jagger may go back out on tour with the Stones in 2027 at the age of 83.
And they just put out new music?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think about this all the time. We went back, 11 years? 11 years ago, the week before last, when the Stones played out at IMS. I don't know if we understand how great of an achievement that was. And when you look at the overhead shots, it was incredible. And that's where the Doug Bowl story comes. That's one of my favorite stories that does not involve me of all time. All right, 239-1070. If you guys want to jump on board, we certainly can. Again, you got the Fever and Golden State later on tonight. 8 o'clock is that tip time. Again, you can watch it on USA. You can listen to it right here. That'd be outstanding. Tidrose got you covered beginning at 7:30 coming up later on tonight. Moran's Bar and Grill. I need some thoughts on that. That is tomorrow. Tavern Tour Stop. Evan Williams, me, Brent Halverson, Tony Renz tomorrow. Moran's Bar and Grill, I believe that is somewhere in the general vicinity of Scatterfield in Anderson. That is coming up tomorrow. Hey, by the way, too, James, I know we have to hit a break and get to the weather. Days of the Dead, we are trying our damnedest to track down Robert Romanus. And you're going to say, well, who is that? He was the actor that played Mike Damone in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He is going to be at Days of the Dead this weekend. Mm-hmm. Days of the Dead is here in Indy. It's a biannual event with a lot of actors, present, former actors, and most notably of your favorite horror films of all time. But they're bringing in Damone. and we have both tried with Damone. So do you think it's worthy of me asking the general public for their help right here?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do it.
The general public, is there anybody out there right now associated with Days of the Dead coming in town this weekend that can help this guy out? Who can help get Damone on this show?
And Days of the Dead starts on Friday, right? If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Now, where is this thing? Is it on the? It used to be on the east side at the hotel over there on the east side, the Marriott. Is it downtown at the convention? It can't be at the convention center because IBE's summer celebration is going on.
I am looking.
I did not see it. I don't see where it is right here. Why is that? See, that's exactly why you guys got to get Damone on this show, because we can tell everybody where the hell this thing is. Can you imagine me and Damone for a moment on this show? This would be some of the best radio of all time. James, you got an answer yet?
It looks like it's at the Marriott, the Indianapolis Marriott East.
On the east side, so it's right there off of I-70 and Shadeland.
Yes, I believe you are correct.
We're already giving you way more publicity than you deserve right now before you even give me Mike Damone. And maybe I need tickets to something else.
Well, I mean, like I said, it starts on Friday, so if anybody's listening, just walk up to him and call into the show and hand him the phone.
Billy Zane, Stephen Dorff, and Christopher Mintz, is his name Place, who played McLovin in Superbad.
I think that is a correct
I think
pronunciation.
initially Alec Baldwin was going to be a part of this, and he no longer is, evidently. Heather Langenkamp, she was in Nightmare on Elm Street, most notably. Ooh, Zoe Bell was always Smoke. Let's see some others. Paul Williams, Smokey and the Bandit. Big Enos, Little Enos. Right?
I thought I saw a photo of William Shatner, but oh no, that's just collectibles. Never mind.
Amanda Beers, who was on Married with Children and Fright Night. There's Damone. Stephen Baldwin's going to be here from Usual Suspects. At least one of the Baldwins will make it. Nancy Loomis from the original Halloween and The Fog. I think Nancy Loomis died in the laundry room in the original Halloween. Got choked out with the phone cord by Michael Myers. Days of the Dead. So, yes, I don't often ask for a little help side right here, but I will. If anybody out there can help get Damone on this show involving Days of the Dead, we would truly appreciate it, and you would probably end up getting bottles, if not cases, of the good stuff. Just so you know. All right. Thank you guys for joining us, too. 239-1070, text line, and the phones if you guys want to chime in. The voice of the Colts, Matt Taylor's on the other side right now. We've got to get a weather update. It hasn't been Fox 59 all week. I believe it's Chris Wright and CBS 4. Is it right now, James? Do you know that to be true?
I think it is Fox 59.
Is it Fox 59? It's been Chris Wright all week long, so let's make that change then. Fox 59's got you. And maybe you're not thinking about it right now, but plumbing could end up being an issue for you. Let's do something about that. Do something about that right now. Get your stuff checked up. I mean, all of it. And maybe there's just like little things around your home you need to do. The one thing you absolutely have to do is make sure that you have no clogs, because when it rains, it is going to pour. And then your situation could be not great. Then you could have a plumbing emergency. clog free with LD Smith Plumbing and Drains, and Lance and his local team at 317-927-7186. Make sure that the water, when it comes in excess, stays away from your foundation and your home, goes where it needs to go. So that means the sump pump needs to be working right. The battery backup needs to be working right. You need to get that checked with LD Smith Plumbing and Drains at 317-927-7186. Online, ldsmithplumbing.com. I got to thank him, too. Connecticut Water Systems and my friend Joe, they give me the best water possible. Otherwise, I'd be an absolute disaster, a mess on a well in Morgan County. Are you kidding me? How in the world is Connecticut Water Systems, how are they able to give me the best water possible? Because that's how good they are. Imagine what they can do for you. If you don't have Connecticut Water Systems, get that no-cost test today to find out what is necessary for you. And I am talking about not generic equipment, but everything is done to build a system that is specific for you. That is Connecticut Water Systems. My friend Joe or any of the experts of Connecticut today, sign up, get that free test in your home, and tell them I sent you. Connecticut.com.
The Ride with JMV.
I got nowhere else to go.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Yeah, we got a Yacht Rock weekend coming up on B. That means I'm going to be full smooth coming up on Saturday night. Quick shout out to Rob Sabatini. Shout out to you, Rob, brother. It's a good day for you, pal. Good friend, R. Sabatini. Keep on keeping on, my brother. James over there. I'm John. We've got Bowen, top of the hour, and Kristen Airy is going to join us coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. I wish Chris could tell us exactly what they're going to do TV-wise. I know he can't. I'll ask anyway, but I know he can't. 35th minute, no score, England and Argentina. I don't know who this guy is. He's number 11 in an Argentinian uniform. He seems like an incredible horse's ass. I don't know if that's how they described him on the broadcast, but you could. Argentina's a bit feisty right here, and I'm not even a big England backer. I'm just watching it here in front of me and talking to you guys. Oh, we're just going to give everybody yellow cards right here. Yeah, there's a yellow card for everybody. But number 11, got to do something about that guy. He's got some sweet hair, though. I will say that. He kind of looks like a dude Gabriella Sabatini rolling around out there right now. Yeah. Harry Kane for England, he doesn't look like he should be a superstar, but he is. He absolutely is. On the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, we'll keep you updated on that, too. He's the voice of the Colts. He's Matt Taylor, who is on the road again like Willie Nelson right now, brother. How are you?
Good to be with you, man. On the road indeed. Coming home from Bloomington right now.
Where'd you stop in Bloomington? Did you stop at the Zone?
I stopped at the Zone. Yep. Had a pop in with the Zone and did some sister station stuff. Was in Louisville earlier today. So made the trek from Louisville to Bloomington and then Bloomington back up home. I mean, I've seen some good pockets of the state, man.
Yes, you have.
Every landscape this beautiful state has to offer this summer.
Did you go next door to the Zone and get a little lettuce from Taco Bell and have explosive diarrhea?
That box was unchecked this trip.
Hey, I said this yesterday. I never knew that there was anything that wasn't explosive in terms of diarrhea.
Isn't it just presumed, like we know it to be true,
I know it. It's like I got to just stick a dynamite and it's explosive. All right. So I've got to they say explosives. I never knew it to be anything else but true.
It is right there though. It is right there next to Sports. Sports is right there across the street.
Yes. Oh, you got the video saloon where my former point guard at Eastern Green came stumbling down the stairway once upon a time drunk, fell and cut his finger off on the guardrail right there. Yeah.
That is the epicenter of fun.
And I still think he hit like 750 in Bloomington Softball League one year too with half a finger. Hey, I've got so many experiences in Bloomington. We could go on forever, buddy. Let me tell you. So many great experiences. Yeah. And I'm not going to describe, my point guard losing this because I almost killed him in 1986 in a car wreck anyway. But I'm not going to describe him as losing his finger as a great moment. But those are some unique stories, I will say.
It's a town full of stories like that. It's weird to be in town. It's kind of eerie when there's no students. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the calm before the storm when everybody shows up in and around. Is it still Labor Day? I'm sure they show up for a couple weeks before that.
Yeah. It's like it's middle of August when they all basically. Does the sports bar still have the volleyball court out there? The beach volleyball court? Do you know?
They had a fence up today, so I don't know if it's behind the fence or not, but. Yeah, I remember the sand volleyball court back in the day.
Yeah, I always question dudes out there playing and getting all sweaty and dirty, and I thought, well, that's better for me because you guys don't have a chance in hell to land any chicks in this place.
You know what? I I can't agree with you more. I cannot agree with you more. Like, what are you out there trying to prove? Are you really trying to impress anybody with your volleyball skills at 9:30 on a Friday? Like, what's the end game here? I never understood that.
Take it easy there, Karch Karai, because now I'm going to get a chance to score, and you're not with your BO and sweat. Yeah. Well done.
I guess everybody's trying to be Tom Cruise and Maverick and Top Gun, I guess, with, shirt off beach volleyball.
Yeah. Hey, I know you're doing something bar restaurant wise too. You got another one of your fantastic. They have been fantastic. Your trivia contest coming up here soon, don't you?
Yeah, it's coming up tomorrow night. So it's the last one before football season for me kind of ramps up. So unfortunately, these Indiana sports trivia events that I've had so much fun doing and being a part of and putting together in the off season. Last one before they kind of go away before next off season, unfortunately, but kind of trying to go out with a bang tomorrow at Googman House, which is a great, bar and brewery on the near west side of Indianapolis off 16th Street. I think of like the old Busch Stadium. It's right almost dead across the street from that location. So kind of the halfway point between, downtown Indianapolis and Speedway on the near west side. But it's a great venue for trivia. Actually, a buddy of mine at work kind of turned me on to it because he kind of found out that, I was doing some trivia nights. He's like, you should call there because I guess they have a really good following for general trivia. They've never done sports trivia. So I called him up and we're going to try it out, see how it goes, and get some people over there tomorrow night, 7:00. And so I think for the most part, people know the drill by now, but it's all Indiana sports trivia, right? So I came up with a game that's sort of in my wheelhouse, a game that I thought I'd be pretty good at and a game that I would enjoy playing. That's kind of the genesis of this, but it's all Indiana sports. So it's questions about, the Colts and the Pacers and IU football, basketball, Purdue football, basketball, some Notre Dame stuff, some Butler stuff, IndyCar, some high school. So that's kind of the criteria. So if you think your local sports, I think this is the game for you. I'm not going to keep you there all night. It's going to be fun. It's going to move. It's going to be about an hour and 20, hour 30. We're going to have some prizes, some gift card giveaways. So if you and a couple buddies think Indiana sports, I'm telling you, this is a good time. It's the game for you.
No, it's great. And I love that place, too. We were there last November. It is an outstanding venue to host this. It really is.
Yeah, and it's huge. I think they have a good space for trivia. Like I said, the buddy at work was like, you've got to go there because they have a long-standing weekly general trivia game, and I guess it has a really, really good following. So I'm really appreciative of those folks kind of, broadening, I should say, their horizons to do some sports stuff and just see how it goes. Hopefully tomorrow the weather is just like today. Hopefully maybe just a little bit cooler. And, if you're outside, around 7:00 when the weather starts to die off a little bit in terms of temperature, head inside, play some trivia with us, have some fun. It's great food. Obviously, the beer is great. And just sort of test your skills with this. It should be a good time.
Yeah, Googman House with Matt and the gang coming up tomorrow for Indiana Sports Trivia. That should be an absolute blast. Matt Taylor, voice of the Colts on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. So how far are we away from the first pregame show venture? Not too far away, are we?
That's crazy, man. I think we're 2 weeks away from report day. The first practice is the 29th, and then that first preseason game is August 13th. So it's going to be New England on a Thursday night. And, we're going to get you in the – unfortunately, I think we're going to have to interrupt your show for that. But we are not too far away at all. It just seems like the offseason just gets more and more truncated every year. Once the draft is over, I just feel like you blink and, the mini camp is over, summer goes in a flash, and then all of a sudden you're playing football again, and then it's 7 days a week for 7 months, which I'm not complaining about, but it comes on you faster and faster every single year. But you try to jam pack as much as you can with friends and family in the summer, knowing that football is going to be on you quickly in the near horizon.
I am excited about doing 35 minutes pregame show-wise on Mike Vrabel. That'll be great.
I think those segments are not sold this year.
Oh,
I don't think his personal life made it feature-wise on the program. So I think we're actually in the clear on that. We should be in good shape.
It's brought to you by the Low T Center. How's your vitality? I know you can't say anything there, but I can, which is a hell of a lot different, which is absolutely fantastic. So, no, seriously, I cannot wait. And we're going to get more of Rick Venturi than ever, which is absolutely outstanding. And there's nobody that I love hearing breaking down games both before and after than I do Rick. Nobody.
Yeah, Rick's going to have an expanded role for us this year. So more accessibility on the pregame show. He's going to do some postgame show for us as well. And so just more avenues and ways to, tap into his fountain of football knowledge. And I think it's especially going to be good on that postgame show because, we know he's very objective, very unfiltered. And so, any callers that call into that show with Greg and Bill.
That's going to be great.
They're going to get the immediate reaction of Rick, and it's going to be unfiltered good, and it could be unfiltered, maybe a little cautious on some of the things that the Colts display, good and bad.
I think that's the best decision ever made right there is to put him a part of that. Seriously. That's going to be great.
I mean, he's going to tell you the truth, and not that Bill doesn't. But we all know that Rick has a certain he's got a certain way of delivering the truth that is just unique to him.
Cannot wait. That's Matt Taylor, the voice of the Colts. Again, Googman House coming up tomorrow night again. Matt, what time you guys get started with Indiana Sports Trivia?
Indiana Sports Trivia tomorrow, Googman House. We start at 7 o'clock. And like I said, I've done sports trivia before, or just trivia in general. And I built the game sort of against all of my pet peeves. I don't want to be there all night. I don't want the game to lag. So the game moves. It's pretty quick, up tempo. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. We're going to move and groove. And, you know what you're getting. It's all Indiana sports. It's not potpourri. It's not Barbra Streisand movies. It's not, the main export of Egypt. You know exactly what you're getting when you sign up to do Indiana Sports Trivia.
Oh, man, I was getting all excited when you mentioned Streisand right there. Holy crap.
Well, yeah, listen. I've been burned plenty of times playing trivia. It's just no fun. Like when you show up and you get burned by a category, you just kind of sit on your hands like a dumbass for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, now you know how I exist right here, like every day. I constantly sit on my hands like a dumbass, man. Hey, buddy, it's good to hear from you today. Glad you're on, and I cannot wait to get this bad boy started. We're going to have some fun this year.
Absolutely. We always do. Appreciate you, man.
You got it. Right back at you. Matt Taylor, voice of the Colts of the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, the incredibly unique Indiana sports trivia. He's going to have a Googman House coming up tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. You can be a part of that. In fact, you can go join me at Moran's Bar and Grill in Anderson and then double back down here and be a part of that tomorrow night. That is a Thursday for you, friends. No score. England. That's how they said in southern Indiana. England and Argentina. They're going to the half right now. Just it's massive complaint. Kind of looks like an NBA game a little bit here. Just everybody's complaining. And I've never really realized how short Messi is. What is he, like 5'2"?
I think he's 5'6".
He looks like Emmanuel Lewis running out there in an Argentinian uniform. He's like, hey, he's short. Good. Great. GOAT. Very short. Keep you updated on that. Kevin Bowen, top of the hour. Kristen Airy after 5. Garth Brooks tickets also coming at you as well. Sit tight. 93.5, 107.5 The Fan. Hey, John here for Big Red Liquors. It powers the JMV takeover every Saturday night on B105.7. We are going to be celebrating what? Yacht Rock coming up this weekend, too. A lot of smooth Yacht Rock for you. That means a smooth weekend is on the inbound. How about Sun Cruiser 8-packs, $3 off. You're going to save big there. Cutwater 4-packs, $2 off. Fireball 10-packs. When it's funny, so many people, I don't know if I've ever met anybody that didn't dig on the Fireball. You guys rock it. 10 packs, 2 for $18. Corona or Modelo, 24-pack bottles. Hallelujah, Oro from Modelo right there. $3 in savings for you as well. Coors Light and Coors Banquet, 16-ounce, 12-pack cans. You're going to save along with Yingling, 16-ounce, 12 packs, $2 off there. Just all that you're looking for this weekend, you're going to find at Big Red Liquors, 100-plus locations, state of Indiana, 19 new in and around Indy. It is going to get your party weekend started. To find out more and also understand, it powers the JMV Takeover every Saturday night on B105.7. That's BigRedLiquors.com. Hey, so if you're considering buying a watch, you need to know one name. That's Moyer Fine Jewelers. JMV here from Moyer, the watch store. Whether you're looking for an entry-level luxury watch starting around $700 or maybe chasing that iconic piece worth several thousand, Moyer has hundreds for you to choose from here. They're an authorized dealer of, count them, 23 watch brands and have the Midwest's most incredible collection of pre-owned Rolex. Building your collection or on the hunt for that initial watch, Moyer is the place to go. If you're shopping for a luxury watch in Indiana, you have options, but nothing, and I mean nothing, measures up to Dan Moyer and Moyer Fine Jewelers in Carmel. Whether it's Omega, Breitling, Grand Seiko, Hublot, or more. The boutique brands like Fears and Chrono Swiss, Midwest's most impressive selection of pre-owned Rolex. Dan and the gang at Moyer Fine Jewelers in Carmel, they have it for you, and the most guaranteed incredible experience. That's Moyer Fine Jewelers, 146 in Carmel, MoyerFineJewelers.com, MoyerFineJewelers.com.
The Ride with JMV.
Thank you for your support.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
So IU in Canada tonight, Simon Scott Assembly Hall, 7 o'clock. A little exhibition going on in Team USA uniforms. People are asking me, I don't see it anywhere televised. Just so you know. JMV, all of a sudden, seems like LeBron and Bronny to the Pacers picking up some steam. LeBron may make the announcement on a podcast with Halliburton. Why would he do that? You think it's at least a slight possibility? I don't think there's any possibility whatsoever. I would think it would be awesome, not because of what he ultimately would add. It just would be, hey, here's the belief in this team. Because I feel that a lot of you aren't sold on the belief in that team. Get back to that coming up in a minute. Kevin Bowen, top of the hour. Kristen Eric coming up after 5. Garth Brooks, tickets for somebody very fortunate out there. You got to listen to win. 93.5, 107.5 The Fan. Hey, John, for the best in realty, Mark Dietel, Realty, 317-755-4232. That's markdietel.com, MarkDietel.com. Today, downsizing, upgrading, whatever your situation, Mark Dietel is the absolute best to go with. He's going to get it done no matter the situation. So even if you don't need the help right now, at some point you will. So make sure you have this number handy, 317-755-4232. And Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert I trust and recommend with the sale of my home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price or deadline, or he will buy it. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. It's Mark Dietel Realty, 317-755-4232. Even if you don't need it right now, file this away, because at some point you will need this greatness. MarkDietel.com, MarkDietel.com today.
The Ride with JMV. 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Yeah, we are doing the smooth that is Yacht Rock coming up this weekend. Moran's Bar and Grill, speaking of smooth, that's coming up tomorrow. Me, Brent Holverson, Tony Renz, and Anderson. You guys going to be there? You better. I have an incredible slow hand, they say. Yeah, I was awful last night, speaking of being slow. I was weird. I was sore. I kept telling myself, hey, can you, get your head out of your ass a little bit? And it just stayed there. Anybody else have that issue before? Do you ever say, get your head out of your rear end, and it stays there for whatever reason? Even if you tell yourself that. Moran's tomorrow is going to be worth the time and the effort, especially up and around Anderson, Madison County. Join us. You know the drill by now. Hurst and Lamontes brings it to you coming up on Friday, too. We're going to be downtown at the District Tap. Now, we'll tell you this. Tamika Catchings will join us live at the District Tap coming up on Friday. So, because the IBE Summer Celebration, which I love a great deal, is happening this weekend. And the White Party is coming up on Saturday night featuring Scarface and Montel Jordan. I am out to both right now because I want both to join. I don't think Scarface is coming in, or the Ghetto Boys, until Saturday afternoon. But Montel Jordan of This Is How We Do It fame, he's going to be in town. So we'll see if that can work out. Plus, I am actively looking for a little helper on Damone. Days of the Dead, the East Side Marriott at I-70 and Shadeland Avenue. It is a biannual event. It is fun. Mostly a lot of your old school horror movie actors, a lot of wrestlers, former wrestlers, sometimes musicians. But we are eyeballing Robert Romanus. Mike Damone of Fast Times at Ridgemont High is going to be in Indianapolis this weekend. And holy hell, if he is going to be in Indy, he has to be a part at some point of this show. So James and I have been stoned so far. Really, we're kind of like the first half of England and Argentina. Big, fat zeros.
So I think we whine less than the people in that game are whining right now.
That's a big whine, crying flop fest. It's just jackassery all over this pitch right here. But we're coming up empty. So I'm going to put it to you. Now, there'll be something for you if you're able to get me into somebody that can get Damone on this show on Friday. I mean, hell, I'd do it tomorrow, but certainly on Friday. There's something in it for you for the effort. Just so you know. Days of the Dead, if anybody has an angle on it. Because, again, James and I, we've been stoned. Now, in the past, I think there have been times when we've gotten a little feedback, but not always.
We've gotten some responses occasionally. Most of the time, it doesn't really lead to anything, but we have occasionally gotten at least an acknowledgement.
I got Michael Beck, who was the leader of the Warriors, the actor Michael Beck, on this show a number of years ago through that. So here's hoping that somebody out there can give us the helper that is necessary. Drop a dime on us, would you please? Make everybody better, like Tyrese Halliburton. Let's let us know. Text line 317-239-1070. Call in, too. We've got callers on hold. I'll get to you guys in just a second. Fan Morning Show co-host, along with James Boyd, Kevin Bowen joins us now on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Have you ever utilized the general public to try to produce a segment of the show before? Have you ever done that?
Desperate times call for desperate measures. So, yeah, certainly, especially in the month of July.
Any port in the storm, my brother, let me tell you. We go ahead and slide right in there. So if anybody can help, that would be absolutely outstanding. So I don't know how you feel about this. This is not the biggest of deals. And as you mentioned, this is July, and this is why I bring it up. Put your quarterback on the building. If you believe in the quarterback, put your quarterback on the building. Agree or disagree?
I am a little bit more of you need to play more than 12 games of football before you can be on the side of the building.
How many games of football has Alec Pierce played well? More than that?
Well, he certainly played in a lot more.
Well, I mean, he's played in a lot more, but how many has he played? Daniel Jones was significant before he was compromised with injury last year, and he is a quarterback.
2 years of leading the league in yards per catch is an earned side of the building. Daniel Jones got to earn it. And, I get it. Just because you play quarterback, I don't think you need to be playing favoritism towards that position necessarily. Obviously, it's an indictment on the franchise that we've gone, 7 years now without a quarterback on this side of the building. But, same thing with Anthony Richardson when you draft him 4 overall. I mean, sure, you're saying, you need the side of the building, but his play obviously didn't merit that at all. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe at some point halfway through the year, you'll pull someone down from the side of the building and put Daniel Jones up there, and that would be the best case scenario for the franchise.
Listen, I just think that it to me it looks like you're a non-believer. Yeah, we're just doing this because we have to type of stuff. And you're trying to sell the general public and the fan base out there on believing this guy's going to be back and just as good as he was before he was injured a year ago. Put the poster up there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's saying, it looks like they're a non-believer per se. Here, Max, you go in the other room, buddy.
Hey, Max, go in the other room there, bud. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's the problem here?
Clearly,
what issues?
Clearly a believer in Daniel Jones. I like your watch, man. It looks good. I get where you're coming from, but again, for me, if you're going to be one of the 4 quote unquote side of the building guys, you got to suit up for more than 12 games, and which has really defined Jones's career is inconsistency. It's lack of availability. It's that aspect to him, and not to say like Pierce was some slam dunk choice, but he has done it at the top of the NFL for longer than Jones has. And so, yeah, I think that's probably what it came down to. Again, Sauce Gardner off of trade and merit, you would put him up there, but, he's played, 5 games for you, if that. Probably not even 5 games, probably like 3 games.
I would say this. Just put nothing but blue horseshoes up there until somebody does something significant. How about that?
Well, I voted for putting blue, period, up there.
I don't even want. I don't want the nothing against Blue the mascot, but who the hell cares? Honestly.
Well,
yeah.
Tell that to his TikTok followers.
That's somebody else I don't want to care about either. Yeah. So yeah.
You could go. You could definitely go.
Let's make sure we bow down to the dorks out there. Great.
The future listeners of
I know. I'll be long dead by that time, brother. I don't care.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm sure you did the same song and dance, and Kenny Moore was cut, but we played the segment, who should go up there, and you got a variety of answers. Obviously you got a lot of people saying Jones and a lot of people saying Pierce, and I think a few thought, hey, it should be another defensive player, so you put Sauce up there. But then there were many that were like, yeah, just throw up the old horseshoe or throw up, or leave it blank, or and you have Buckner up there, and it sounds crazy to say, but it almost feels like the time's ticking on his spot up there, depending on where he's at with this neck injury and coming back from it all. So, it's obviously we had a listener, I think it was Tyler, reach out to us and just, again, kind of an overall summarization of the franchise as a whole. It's just another indication of your star power or your lack of star power at the positions that truly matter. I think that's what is the issue here, because again, you've put probably a dozen different people on the side of your building since you've last put a quarterback. I mean, that's the problem.
Here's what they need this season too. Somebody had asked me this. Actually, it was Tony Katz. Tony Katz on Monday asked me what I thought was
dorks.
Yeah, no doubt. He was wearing a scarf and smoking a cigar by himself, and he said, "So, most significant thoughts on the start of the cold season?" And I said, "To me, there's nothing wrong with bringing up Daniel Jones and his health, or Alec Pierce and his health after surgery, or any of that, but it is Leatu Latu by a long shot." To me, that's where so many of these conversations start and end, because that, to me, is the biggest question, most significant question. Even if you fortified the secondary, and hopefully they have with the amount of money and what they put in stock-wise into that, but he has to be what Chris Ballard described him as, the best defensive player in that draft. He has to show those signs this year. Absolutely. Yeah. That's where I start.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. I said it to James this morning, and I know I've said it probably several times this offseason. Jones is the obvious answer, but there's no more important Colt player to the season than Latu. And honestly, if you want to continue the side of the building, Chad, for just a second, if you got to January and whatever, the Colts sit down for some end-of-season meeting as an organization, and they say, boy, you feel like we should maybe think about putting Latu on the side of the building. That would be great. I mean, because that would mean that, hell, how many times have you had a defensive end on the side of the building in the last 7 years? I can't imagine you have either, going back to the Luck retirement. So, Jones and Latu. And I think it's a steep drop to anyone else, really. And, I get it. Obviously – Gardner and, Mooney Ward staying healthy, and Taylor and Nelson. You can list guys, but you consider what position Daniel Jones plays and what you've had at quarterback and the lack of what you've had. And again, Latu's the same boat at defensive end. It's a massive, massive element to this season having meaningful football in the month of January.
So Kevin Bowen, Fan Morning Show co-host, he and James Boyd got you covered coming up tomorrow morning, 7 until 10 a.m. here on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. I describe him as such, and I think there is so much value in this, and oftentimes it's overlooked. And again, we're going to have to be patient on the transformation, the evolution of Tyrese Halliburton this season. But he is elite at making everybody better. And that's what everybody is banking on. That's the reason why they have so much thought into this core group, is because of Halliburton making everybody better. Even with the changing of landscape in the Eastern Conference, all the names and positions that have changed, the situations for teams that have been adjusted, do you still have that deeply rooted belief in this Pacer team bouncing back?
I do. Obviously there is the physical element that, is probably impossible for, anyone else to truly predict. We're living in a sports era, kind of modern wise, where it seems like, we're not done with worrying about the Achilles rehab, but, with what Jason Tatum did last year, or, I'm trying to think of some others, even DeJounte Murray a little bit, that you're kind of thinking, all right, 16 months for Halliburton, that should be plenty of time. And again, I was thinking about this week when I saw that Victor Oladipo is having a individual workout in Vegas to try to resurrect his NBA career. I always felt this when Oladipo got hurt back whenever that was. His game was so predicated on that explosive athleticism. He was an undersized two guard. He wasn't a great shooter. So he needed to have the Russell Westbrook burst, attacking to the rim. That's not really Halliburton's game. So, that's where I thought, even with the Achilles issue for him, that, again, you're not asking him to be – obviously, there's a level of athleticism that every elite athlete needs. But, again, you're not asking him to do so much of what a guy like Oladipo was asked to do. So I think that gives me, a little bit of optimism as well, and just, comparing, I guess, those two from a, Pacers injury standpoint. He just makes everyone out there be in such more favorable situations. Are they going to count that a goal? Do you see that England just scored?
Is this going to be offsides?
I'm just waiting for the ref to do the
somebody's arm hair is going to be offside.
I mean, I swear, I heard you guys talk at the start. I heard James say it. I mean, the first half, there were more fouls than there were anything. Yeah. I swear the whistle blew every other second there. So, I don't know.
It looks like they're going right here.
That first pass was definitely onside there.
I guess I've really never noticed that Messi's not too much bigger than like Emmanuel Lewis and Webster right here. I didn't know he was that short.
He is short. He's short, and he picks and chooses his spots. I don't think I would not call Lionel Messi TJ McConnell, but he definitely has. Boy, that was a hell of a goal.
That is going to call. Yeah, that's counting.
1-0 England. Here we go.
England. That's Southern Indiana. That's how they pronounce England. It's not England. England. I got England. For England. Gordon scores in the 55th minute for England. 1-0 over Argentina right now as they continue in the second half. Have you enjoyed this? Even with the USA looking like complete crap and crapping themselves and losing last Monday, have you enjoyed this overall?
I have, yeah. I mean, I've loved to see, honestly, just how some of these countries kind of celebrate what they view the sport. And I mean, obviously, just look at the stands today, and you people in the Atlanta area just talking about how difficult the ticket was and all of that. And anytime you get some appointment sports viewing that is during the day, sign me up for that. So yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Hell, I wouldn't. I said it this morning, and obviously the soccer purists attacked me heavily for it. I want to see the World Cup every 2 years. I don't need to be waiting every 4 years for it. I've had so much fun. Let's bump the calendar up. We can stagger all the other Euros and Women's World Cup, and the Olympics is a youth tournament when it comes to soccer. It's not a it's under 23s from what I recall. So it's not like you're sending your same roster here to the Olympics. So yeah, let's go every 2 years.
Who are the soccer purists that attack you? What kind of nerds are these guys?
Probably the same ones you were referencing earlier in the probably Tony Katz, honestly.
I know what they are. They're like Caitlin Clark fans. Seriously, have you noticed this? That this new Caitlin Clark WNBA fandom is so much big dorks, like dorks that never played basketball that now think they're John Wooden Jr. Why is that?
I just can't believe how many of them are out there. Like
or dorks, and they're dorks too. That's what the other. I can't believe that part of it. I can believe she has fans, but yeah, the fact that so many of them are dorks.
And I was getting into this with James, and I'm going to look this up as we're talking. Like I follow Chloe Peterson, who covers the Fever for the Star, and I'm looking at her Twitter account right now. She has 13,000 followers. Okay, and it is amazing. And I know this is getting into kind of nerdy Twitter.
Yeah, you're
stuff.
starting to become a dork yourself right here too. Be careful.
She tweets one thing, and within minutes, it has hundreds of likes and replies. It's like, if I didn't know any better, I'd be like, are bots taking over like the Caitlin Clark discourse, or are there literally this many people that are that obsessed with every little thing? Like, how about this? Her last tweet, okay? Stephanie White said post-game that Maisha Hines-Allen did not play today because she was dealing with a family situation, okay? Nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. It has 1,000 likes. Like, again, for people that don't follow Twitter, that's like an insane amount for a tweet that had nothing to do. But again, it's just anything like Fever related or 1 degree of separation from Caitlin Clark. It's just amazing how much people are obsessed with her. And frankly, I would argue it's a tad unhealthy, but whatever. That's neither here nor there.
I will say this. I think that she has been awesome the way she has dealt with this, because there are certain positives to it, but there are a lot more negatives to it. And the negatives come with the verbal grifters that are out there that just kind of, take this and run with it for the sake of what you just described, getting likes and getting views and getting clicks, and that's what it's all about. I dig the fact that she consistently talks about, I just want to play basketball. I like that. That has to be incredibly hard for her to do.
Yeah, and then like I just wish that everybody could kind of accept that and agree to what she wants, which is just to play basketball. Like in her eyes, tonight is an awesome game. You know, here they are playing a team they split with this year, a team that's won 7 straight, a team that's won 11 of 13, I believe it is. You haven't been home in a while. You would hope the minutes restriction for her is, you know, gone. Like, this should be a great midweek basketball game inside of your own building. And, of course, that's not how any of the discussion will be. Inevitably, it'll be something else and something different. And, you know, however the game decides to unfold. So I think that's what just frustrates me and bothers me. It's like, you know, last week the Fever were playing better. It's like, oh, Congress is here to defend Caitlin Clark.
Congress.
Like,
can you imagine getting those?
world?
Speaking of nerds and dorks, yeah, that's what I want. Please get involved in sports, nerds.
Yeah.
And I mean, all these politicians around. Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
Yeah. When I first saw the headline, I'm like, it's got to be an Onion headline, and then I'm like, no, of course not. It's Caitlin Clark. Nothing is Onion. All of it is sadly real.
I feel really good about calling them all dorks too. So it's good. Seriously, my goodness, it is, and I try to keep it as much as possible about basketball, but the rest of the world doesn't want it to be that way. And you know, if she's playing well, if she's not playing well, it doesn't matter as long as they win. Well, you know, she's not getting this many shots. You know, really, they talk about having to get her more 30-footers a game. She hits one like every 15 times. You want to win. The object is winning. Thus, that doesn't help. But I give her full credit because she has to put up with a great deal of stupidity, and it would be extremely hard to concentrate on basketball as she wants to do, putting up with a lot of these idiots.
Well, and I think it's a shame, too, because, like, so much of this, I don't think we fully realize how great of a player in her career and this season Kelsey Mitchell is. And, like, all this stuff overshadows that. Like, Kelsey Mitchell is doing something right now that we have seen very rarely ever done in the W with her scoring. And I think a lot of this stuff can I think Aaliyah Boston has had a great season. She's taken her game to another level after some times where it's like, okay, she plateaued a bit, but no, it's like, hey, modern day big, I'm going to stretch the floor a little bit. It's been huge for the Fever. Like, those stories just naturally move to the back burner when, you know, everything is just so dependent on really Caitlin Clark and just the drama people want to create around it. Her relationship with Stephanie White, her, you know, whatever, her relationship with her teammates, you know, body language, this and that, you know, all
body language.
It's just so exhausting. You know, you got Amber Cox having to lead, and again, I don't know if she needs to be doing that. Frankly, I don't. Yeah,
you don't need to argue with a Caitlin Clark stan or whatever the hell that nerdery is. You don't need to do that.
But again, I know full well, like, if I was Amber Cox too, you'd have people all of a sudden coming after her and be like, she's not responding to these people on Twitter. Like, I mean, okay, you know, how are people going to view that? You know, do you have people that are like, oh my gosh, she's not supporting Caitlin to the level that you need to? Again, all of it just is very exhausting.
It's pretty funny. I guess I don't view it as exhausting. It makes me laugh because it's just a world full of dorks. It's fun. And like I said, it's like a world full of unearthed dorks. We didn't know, like, that they were there. And then now all of a sudden they're basketball experts, and they wouldn't know what to do with a basketball if it bounced off their face. Seriously, it's funny. It is funny as hell. But, you know, whatever benefits you, I guess it benefits you in this case, too. Hey, what do you think the Pacers are going to end up? I'm going to ask Denary this. He's not going to answer it. But what do you think they're going to end up broadcast-wise?
Yeah, my guess is my guess is kind of a one-year deal, and then it sounds like YouTube is where then everyone locally is going to go starting next year. So, there's part of me that thought, what about like WTHR and their sister station? Because didn't they air some games there last year? I know the Fever aired some games there.
Got to be consistent with something, though, pal. You got to be.
So, like, is that prior partnership? Like, do they have first right of refusal? So, yeah, I'm eager to see, and I think they need to announce something here soon, what exactly that's going to look like here, because, you know, we're probably just 2 months away from preseason games.
Yeah.
But yeah, JJ was pretty ho-hum with us, or hush-hush, I should say, a little bit earlier this week. So, that would be my guess, is 1 year somewhere. Again, what does that look like? Are we paying money for it? Is it a streaming service? I don't know. Talk about another conversation that I'm not looking forward to having, but one that we unfortunately have to have.
Can I get it on DirecTV? That's what matters.
Well, yeah, you need to be rooting for the WTHR angle there,
Yes.
their sister station. And again, I don't know how that works. Like, can you just take the NBC, whatever, Tuesday night, I don't know, Law and Order SVU or The Voice and say, screw it, we're going to put the Pacers on over it? Like, I don't get how that works from a TV standpoint, but hopefully Daenerys got some info for us.
As Kevin Bowen, he and James Boyd have you coming up tomorrow morning, 7 until 10 a.m. The Fan Morning Show on 93.5 and 107.5, The Fan. All right, pal. Yeah, you better get back to Max. I think he was wanting your attention there a little bit earlier on.
He was. Yeah, I didn't even know I had a watch, and all of a sudden he was showing me it. So, yeah, I'm off to that.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
All right, John. I'll talk to you next week.
Kevin Bowen on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. It is Daenerys coming up at the top of the hour. Matt Taylor a little bit earlier. Podcast 1075thefan.com. Moran's Bar and Grill. Anderson tomorrow. That is with Evan Williams, my friend, Brett Halverson, and Tony Renz. We're all going to be together tomorrow. So Madison County, join us. Moran's Bar and Grill. It is a first-timer coming up in Anderson tomorrow. And with Hurst and Lamonte, my friend Alex and the gang going to be down there coming up on Friday. Down there is at the District Tap. Tamika Catchings will join us, too. Live at the District Tap downtown. That's coming up on Friday. Don't go anywhere. Garth Brooks tickets also to give away on the way. We got to get your weather updated right now, courtesy of Fox 59. Hey, John, for Andy Moore, Buick GMC, 131st State Road 37. That is in Fishers. Eric Wilson is the guy. Eric Wilson is the guy you need to talk to with the inventory, the car buying experience, which all encompasses that, the incentives to buy, service after the sale. And the car maker, one of the most popular brands, if not the most popular brand right now, is that of Buick. And the Enclave is an awesome SUV. You're very fortunate. You get that in a variety of styles, too. And there's going to be a style to suit you and your family and your bank account. That's perfect for you. Talk to my friend Eric Wilson, Rob, and the gang today about getting yourself into a brand new Buick at Andy Moore Buick GMC, 131st State Road 37 in Fishers. JMV here, July. America's 250th. We've been celebrating, right? Low T Center celebrating right alongside with the 250 for 250 deal. All month long, men who start testosterone therapy and stay on it for 90 days earn $250 back. Founding fathers recognized to change the circumstances, you must be free. 250 years later, you have that freedom. So if you're over 40, low energy, low sex drive, and not feeling like yourself, you don't have to stay that way. Come celebrate 250 years of America with the Low T Centers 250 for 250 deal, because bringing back the energy and vitality of your youth is worth celebrating. Visit fixmylowt.com. Again, fixmylowt.com today. The offer ends July the 31st. Terms and conditions apply. Fixmylowt.com.
The Ride with JMV.
It's Jim Perry, now talk to him, damn it.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Who's No, you could. It's okay. Welcome back. This is Toto. Sorry, James. I was trying to ask you. I don't have my screen up. Who's on hold?
Oh, no one's on hold.
No, okay. So they hung up. My bad. So I knew that I kept them on hold too long. My bad.
You know, there's this crazy screen that you can pull up that will tell you
There
everybody
is,
that's on the
there's
phone.
a crazy screen there James is talking about. Let's see if this crazy screen happens to work. I just got another key fob. I've got 90 key fobs right here. Sweet. Yeah, there it is. There's that crazy screen right there. 1-0 England over Argentina, 74th minute. Is it Pickford that is the goalie for England? That who that is? He just had a phenomenal save. Thank you very much. Nathaniel says, indeed it is. Phenomenal save. Argentina just hit the post on an attempt right there.
That is Jordan Pickford.
They're all around the joint right now, but not putting it in the back of the net. The folks in Buenos Aires are getting a little bit uptight right now. Keep you updated on that. Spain awaits the winner on Sunday at MetLife Stadium. France awaits the loser in Miami in the consolation game. It's about time for Messi. There's another save by Pickford right there. Man, this guy's been like the MVP so far, has he not?
Yeah, he's putting in work right now.
No doubt about that. Well done by the goalie from England. I think Ron is the guy that had the Mr. Bendo update for us. Remember last week, Mr. Bendo was in the trash can, but he had new life. He was only from the waist up. Mr. Bendo from Ralph's Muffler Shop on West 16th Street was hit, was injured, and then broken in half and then thrown in the garbage, but then saved. And Ron has an update on Mr. Bendo and that story from last week. Hello, Ron.
JMV, how we doing, sir?
Ron, what we got with Mr. Bendo?
Your story was absolutely correct last week. He was in a dumpster. He was taken away from the dumpster. And this is all coming from a page 2 of the Indianapolis Star yesterday, that he was brought back and he is being sent out to be totally repaired, and he will be back on the building within a month or so.
All right, so he is staying at Ralph's, correct?
He is going to be totally redone.
Wow. That is.
And that is the Indianapolis Star, page 2, yesterday.
All right, so Mr. Bendo is totally redone.
He's going to be. They're working on it. They sent him out, and I'm not sure where they sent him, but he's going to be redone.
That was a hell of a story last week, Ron, to say the least, about Mr. Bendo. I'm glad that everything has worked out.
Great show, JMV.
Thank you, pal. I appreciate you. Ron with the Mr. Bendo update. Outstanding. JMV, it doesn't hurt that LeBron played with Larry Nance Jr. in 2018 on the Cavaliers. He is advising the Pacers on filling out their roster. In my opinion, LeBron comes in, takes the league minimum, and helps the Pacers win their first NBA title, as he writes, off into the sunset. I don't know if I buy any of that. I'd be on board for that. Don't get me wrong. I'd be on board for it, but I don't think I buy any of it. What has been commonly reported as the destinations would be Miami, Cleveland, Minnesota. I think Golden State's also in there too. But not one mention of the Pacers, and I think the big coincidence is that of Halliburton being on the podcast, and they expect him to say where he could end up going. James.
Is Golden State still on that list? Because last I heard, I thought it was Cleveland, Miami, and Philly were the three.
Philly, you know what? Take Golden State off the list. Philly is on that list. Yeah, and I think the Timberwolves, Minnesota's on that list as well. So, yeah. Golden State evidently is off the list, but Philly is a part of that. I don't mind it. Not that I think that he is the difference from winning and losing, but it would, to me, maintain the thought that, hey, this is a destination where I believe I can go. And make no mistake, what his rep says, Rich Paul, that he's not chasing a ring, he is most certainly chasing a ring. And if you're a team that he decides on, no matter what he ends up getting paid, and we know the Pacers can't pay anything like $1.50, but whatever he decides on getting paid, you know that he believes that is his best chance of winning a ring while chasing a ring. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't believe it. JMV, we used to have a fireball back in the day. Fireball. What is that called? It doesn't. Oh, yeah, it's a fireball thing where you actually have the fireball sitting right there all chilled. I got you. Not sure it's classified as a smooth adult beverage for yacht rock, though. It just kind of seems like when somebody says, yeah, give me a shot, most of the time it's some sort of cinnamon whiskey. Maybe not fireball, but some sort of cinnamon whiskey. Everybody feels very safe, but you shouldn't feel safe with cinnamon whiskey because that's going to get you there quicker because it's easier. It tastes like mouthwash. You like mouthwash. Got to watch out for that. JMV, did you see about the dude in Broad Ripple that shot himself in the junk this morning? I did not see about that. It was like Cheddar Bob from 8 Mile. Didn't Cheddar Bob at 8 Mile shoot himself in the junk too? Or at least close to his junk? You ever see 8 Mile, James?
I saw it, but it's been like
didn't Cheddar,
12
I think
years.
Cheddar shot himself in the nads. Or at least near his nads. In the general vicinity of his nads. JMV, is Halliburton really supposed to sit on the podcast tomorrow and smile and nod while LeBron talks about going to another East team to become a contender? There has to be smoke to this. What do you think he's going to take for services rendered here? Like $1.50? Because that's what the Pacers have to spend right now. I do agree with you on, hey, Tyrese Halliburton joins me on my podcast. I'm going to go play for Philadelphia. That does sound weird. But so did the decision years ago. Hey, joining us now, Tyrese Halliburton. I'm going to make my big announcement. I'm going to go play in Philly. Why not Indiana? Well, because they can pay me more. No, I get you. JMV, quote, when it comes down to making out, whenever possible, put on side 1 of Led Zeppelin 4. End quote. Mike Damone, so true. Matty Matt. I am incredibly disappointed, not in you guys. I understand if you don't really have too much into this, but I'm kind of curious how I can't get my voice to somebody that can find us Damone on Friday's show. Since Robert Romanus, the actor, is going to be in town for Days of the Dead on the East Side, why not? Tons of publicity. Hell, I've already given you tons of publicity the way that it is, but nothing yet. I have not found anybody that is capable of helping me. I'm not going to sob. I'm not overly sensitive. I'm just disappointed so far, James. Nothing back from them either. I'm searching.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
I'm drawing up snake eyes right now on that too.
Man, come on now. There's just nobody better to be on the show. If you're going to do anything, maybe he doesn't want to do it. Can you imagine, though? Like, hey, I don't feel like doing any publicity for this. Why not? It's very Pauly Shore of you. James, you weren't a part of this show when I was at Twin Peaks in Castleton. And I am minding my own business doing the show. And all of a sudden, some dude comes over and sits down, and it's Pauly Shore. And he goes, hey, would you like me to be on your show? And he's in town doing comedy. I said, sure. He goes, yeah. He goes, I'll be on your show, but yeah, can we not talk about Encino Man? I'm just, it's just kind of tired. Well, what the hell else are we going to talk about here? What else are we talking about? I'm sorry.
So, I'm not too familiar with the filmography of Pauly Shore.
There's so much. There's only so much Wheeze the Juice that we can hear. We got to hear something about Encino Man here, by God. Come on. If I were Encino Man, if I were a part of that, I would endlessly talk about it. I endlessly talk about stuff that nobody gives a crap about. Can you imagine not talking about something that people do care about? Come on now.
Am I crazy, or does Encino Man now have 2 Academy Award winners in it? Because I know Brendan Fraser's in it.
Correct.
And then Ki Huang Kuei, or I can't remember his name. The kid from...
He was in that too, wasn't he?
I think he was. Yeah, Short Round.
The guy from
That's
the Goonies.
Yeah, Short Round.
And from the Goonies.
Yeah.
They do have 2 Academy Award winners.
Yeah.
It's amazing right
Wow.
there. I was thinking for a minute, Sean Astin won an Academy Award? I don't think so. Sean Astin's been on the show before, though. So if anybody can get that done, I would appreciate somebody getting that done. That'd be incredible. That is on Friday.
Ki Hui Kwan, by the way, was his name, just to get it right.
Yeah, good luck with me saying that. But No, you're 100% right. It'd be great. All right, Pacers afternoon hoop in the Summer League, trailing the Timberwolves. 4.5 to go in the third, 79-63. Jalen Slauson. What's that? What am I looking at here? Oh, Argentina just to even things up.
They
Or as
did.
they say, level it. I'm sorry. James has pointed that out. Argentina leveled things with England in the 85th minute. And I'm assuming, yep, is everybody on side here? This is going to count. Argentina, who was it? Messi?
Messi looked like he may be close. I don't know if they're. Oh, that's a hell of a shot, though.
Can you imagine calling this offsides? That'd be great. Oh, that was a bender right there.
Yeah, I don't know if they're actually reviewing it just based off of that angle when he initially made the pass back to Messi.
I don't think
Messi may have been close.
I think this is etched in stone.
I hope it is.
1-1 right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're keeping it.
Yeah, 1-1, England and Argentina. 86 minute in which they're playing right now. Get back to the Pacers. Timberwolves 79-63 over the Pacers Summer League play. I mentioned Jalen Slauson earlier this week. He's had an outstanding Summer League. I don't know what that means, if anything whatsoever, but he has had an outstanding Summer League. All right, quick break. We'll come back to narrate top of the hour. Garth Brooks tickets before the end of the show. I believe, James, Brick Floyd tickets, too, we have for the Everwise Amphitheater, which is a fantastic Pink Floyd cover band. Everwise Amphitheater. You can tell when you're a cover band and you're playing Everwise, that's a big damn deal right there. I tell you what, let's do Brick Floyd right now. You want to? 239-1070. You want to do the phones or you want to do text line? You tell me, James.
Let's do text line.
Text line number 20 at 317-239-1070. Text line for Brick Floyd, Everwise Amphitheater. If you like Pink Floyd, you are going to love this. Number 20, 317-239-1070. Brick Floyd. Somebody's going to win. Number 20, you can do that. Chris Denari, top of the hour. Don't go anywhere. 93.5, 107.5 The Fan. Yeah, turn your yard into the place that you absolutely love. They help with Sundown Gardens in Westfield, Miss M's home and garden in Bargersville. JMV for both right here. Advantage taken with the summer savings. You're going to get up to 50% off. So refresh your containers and add color to your yard. 50% off of annuals and 50% off of the annuals is really a deal that you've not seen anyplace else. It's incredible. It really is. Go big, too. 20 to 40% off container trees and shrubs and 20% off perennials. Create your own dream outdoor living space and do that with the great deals on pottery, fountains, and in-stock patio furniture, all 30% off. The gift shop at Sundown and Miss M's, it is absolutely loaded with great deals, up to 50% off select gifts now through the end of the month. 50% off of annuals, 20 to 40% off container trees and shrubs, 20% off perennials, 30% off pottery, fountains, in-stock patio furniture too, and up to 50% off select gifts in the gift shop. Stop by today. Tell them I sent you. Sundown Gardens in Westfield, 186 in Spring Mill Road. Miss M's on State Road 135, just south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville.
The Ride with JMV.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Oh, shout out to England for the gag job here. 2-1 Argentina now as they play in extra time. Got about 5.5 minutes is extra time, somewhere in that neighborhood right now. They're down 2-1 to Argentina. That is problematic. Yeah, the Spice Girls aren't cheering anymore. Good Lord. And I just gave that Pickford guy credit, and he's been beaten now twice since I've given him credit.
It's the announcer's curse right
there. That
there.
is, well, I am great at doing that. Man, oh man, Argentina 2-1 extra time down in Atlanta. The winner will get Spain coming up on Sunday at MetLife in Jersey. The loser is going to get France and Miami. England and France. Would the consolation tilt be better than the championship? I think I'd rather watch France and England than I would Argentina and Spain.
I think there would be more animosity between the two teams.
Yes,
for sure.
I need some animosity. And England needs to stick one home right here.
Though to be fair, isn't this the two sides of the Falkland War right here? Argentina and England.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at James dropping the history of the Falkland Islands on us right here. Easy. Like I'm hanging out with Charles Kuralt on the show right here. Holy hell. Well done. Man. Up 1-0 and then 2 straight for Argentina. And time is winding down. Will there be like 15 people on the stands in Miami for England and France? Or more than that? That is brutal.
Well, I wonder what the cost of getting in will be at that point.
Yeah. It still is a consolation. All right, Denary, top of the hour update on the Pacers Summer League action against Minnesota. We'll do that and a lot more with Chris coming up and Garth Brooks tickets. Hey, don't go anywhere. Somebody's going to win those. Back-to-back nights in August, Garth Brooks at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Somebody's going to win them coming up at the 5 o'clock hour. 93.5, 107.5 The Fan. Hey, John here for our friend to the District Tab, Northside Clearwater Crossing, downtown Indy. Downtown location is going to be our side coming up on Friday for the show, too. With Hurst and Lamontes, it is going to be me and Alex and Michael hanging out. Going to be a great time, too. Tamika Catchings will join us before that fever contest. That is going to be downtown coming up on Friday. And you've got the damn good food, the happy hour specials, and then some downtown location and at Clearwater Crossing on the north side. That is the District Tab. To find out more online, thedistricttab.com.
The Ride with JMV.
Remember, mum is the word.
Suddenly, but
Mum.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
So the shot clock is running out on England right here. 2-1 Argentina. The winner, the Argentinians, at this point would advance to the final coming up on Sunday in Jersey. They would play Spain, and England and France would match up in Paoli. No, Miami. I like the Paoli thing right there. I think they need to play in Paoli. That is the consolation game. James, you seem to know a lot about this. Why do they have a consolation game? Because that's the last thing I would want to do. Like, if I'm England here and I gave up 2 in the second half after being up 1-0, I don't think I'd want to play in a consolation game, France or not.
And I'm in agreement with you. I'm assuming that it's because they give out medals for it, kind of like the Olympics.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that scenario where, you need someone to be a bronze, you need someone to be a silver, but I wouldn't want to deal with it.
I just need to see a fight here. Who can fight? Does anyone of these guys, are there ever soccer fights?
Oh, I'm sure there
In
are.
the stands there are, but I don't know about on the field. On the pitch, I'm sorry. Yeah, Argentina in command right now, to say the least. Matt Taylor voiced the Colts a little bit earlier. Kevin Bowen on this show tomorrow. Moran's Bar and Grill in Anderson. Bryn Holverson, Tony Renz, and Heaven Hill Distillery. It has gone final. The Argentinians defending their title of 4 years ago. And they do it against Spain coming up on Sunday. That is on Fox. That's going to lead into the IndyCar race down in Nashville. Should be a big number right there. Yeah. The 85th and in the, second minute of extra time, Argentina scored. Until that point, it was all England. Pacers Summer League activity going on right now as well. That is out in Las Vegas. Last check, Timberwolves 93-79. 6.5 to go in the fourth right there against the Pacers in the Summer League. Up until this point, Pacers 1-2 in Vegas Summer League play. The voice of the Pacers is Kristen Airy, joins us now. The Andy Moore Automotive Group Hotline. How's the offseason been for you, Chris?
Hey, it's been great. Good family time, grandson time, down in Myrtle Beach for 8 to 10 days with son, daughter-in-law, and 2 grandsons, and heading back there in August for about 8 or 10 days as well. So, but like you, I've got the Pacers Summer League game on my TV here in the office, and on the iPad, I've got the World Cup, and what an amazing Argentina looked like they were down and out. And 2 big goals, big shot there by Messi. My youngest son, Max, is a soccer aficionado, so I'm not going to sit here and expect anybody to listen to me about it. I've enjoyed the World Cup, though, and that was an unbelievable performance by Argentina.
You would expect it at the high level right there, but Argentina throughout this tournament, they've just been nothing short of incredible survivors. They just have.
Oh, no question. Yeah, and then that's the sign in any sport of a really, really great team or franchise. If when things look bleak, can you come back off the mat? And they clearly have done that a couple of times, and especially here today.
Yeah, no doubt. It's been fun. Have you enjoyed it from start to finish as much as I have?
Yeah, no question. I mean, just to see the amount of people that have support their country, and knowing some of those people live here in the United States, but a lot of people, coming from all over the world to watch. And yeah, it's been fascinating. Again, I'm sort of a soccer novice. I know just enough, to be a little bit dangerous, but not much more than that. But it has been incredible to watch. And again, when it's 1-0, it seems like the team that has that 1-0 lead could be invincible, but then the team trying to come back, if they can make a play like Argentina did, and then what was it? Just a couple minutes later, they scored again.
Yeah, and it just seems like, and I always thought this about the Americans, when the other team's offense starts playing, and I'm going to call it their zone, which I don't know what the hell it's called, but playing on their end in front of their goal the entire time, it is inevitable you're going to lose. And that's exactly what happened with Argentina. They just had a barrage of offensive attempts. And you go back to the first half, there were really only 2 shots on goal. There were just a lot of fouls. But, man, when Argentina got it going, it was just a constant rapid fire at Pickford and the goal. And ultimately, the amount of shots on goal you're going to have is probably going to lead to something, and it did here today.
Yeah, I mean, from a sports standpoint, I mean, what we lived through a year ago with Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers, how many times in those playoff scenarios were the Pacers down double digits? I mean, there were games they were down almost 10 points with a minute to go and found a way to win. And that's the cool thing about sports. When you see teams like that, they never feel like they're out of it. They always feel like they have a chance. And, Argentina on the biggest stage in soccer, they're the defending World Cup champs. Messi makes a terrific pass and the header into the goal and they win the match. But that's why we love sports. I mean, to me, it's, the greatest live event that you can have. And, no matter what you're watching, I mean, that makes it really, really special.
It is why in any sport, and certainly you were just brought up the Pacers, and you can never, ever take your foot off the pedal. Ever. And I don't care, what the unwritten rules say. You know what? Unwritten rules be damned. Never, ever take your foot off the gas. Ever.
Well, think about just a couple of weeks ago with the Fever on the road. That game in Phoenix, I think with 3 minutes to go, they were down double figures. They were down 10, and they come back and they win the game in regulation. I mean, that just shows you again, the game is never over, and especially in basketball now, John, with the 3-point shot and the shot clock, there's always an opportunity. There's always an opportunity to come back, and I think that makes it exciting.
Curious. I don't know what you can say about this, if anything at all. There are a couple of things I'm going to ask you. I don't know what you can say about it, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you think there's anything behind the Halliburton LeBron James podcast thing and what's going down? Because, listen, the reason why I bring this up is Halliburton, within the last 35, 40 minutes or so, said tomorrow it's time at King James. That's on the social media platform X. Now, it could just be saying, hey, I'm going on his podcast. Is there anything meaningful? Is there mostly playful stuff behind this? Is there anything to it?
That's a great question, John. I mean, I have no idea.
I mean, it's hard for me to imagine. It is hard for me to imagine, but it just seems like this does gather steam, even if it seems to be incredibly unrealistic steam.
Yeah, I mean, I know that LeBron has great respect for Tyrese, and Tyrese feels the same way about LeBron. I mean, and I think they struck up a very genuine friendship during the Olympics when they had that opportunity. So no, I'm following it just like everybody else, and I mean, you see what Shams has said. It's down to 2. Maybe 3.
But he doesn't mention. He mentions like Miami and Philly and Cleveland.
I mean,
and
Minnesota. Sometimes you don't even see Golden State mentioned, and you factor in the whole Draymond Green situation and all that. I have no idea what's going to happen. I find it pretty cool that somehow people believe that the Pacers are linked in all this, and but I have no idea.
Yeah, I just. I will say this, just the slightest part of me, and really it's a major part of me, I look at it and I go, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you with Tyrese Halliburton? Because he is elite and the best in the NBA at doing what, Chris? Making all of his teammates better. That is a quality that nobody else has at his level. And again, he's not the highest scorer, not the highest rebounder, probably not even the highest assist man. He's really good at it. But what he does do, he gets everybody involved, keeps everybody interested. And I still say, just beyond the success of the year before last in the postseason, that is the reason why that they feel compelled to run this thing back with the core group, is because it works so well, and it works so well because he keeps everybody happy, everybody engaged, and then takes their level of basketball to a place where not a lot of people outside of this organization believe.
Well, you always talk about it. I think your word is the orchestrator, right?
Yes.
Orchestration. Two of my favorite words are, and I heard Brad Stevens use this in a presser, but Kevin Pritchard always talks about optionality. And I think optionality is always a critical word when you're talking about building a roster and putting your team together. And I think what you say about Tyrese Halliburton is absolutely right. He's the orchestrator. His orchestration of how he includes everybody, but he'll look for his own when he needs to. So I can't wait. I mean, John, I've thought about this, a lot during the year and even this summer as you watch Tyrese work out. I can't even imagine what Gainbridge Fieldhouse is going to be like the first time they announce him back as a starter, because everybody's been waiting for this for over a year. So, we're still a ways away from that, but Tyrese is a special player. He's proven it. And I think the other thing that you've talked about, John, and I believe this too, is from a Pacer standpoint, this isn't about hope. We've seen it. We've seen what this team and this group collectively can do. They were a half away from winning an NBA title. So it's not like you're hoping to see something. You know what you have. But to Pascal Siakam's credit, at the end of the year, he challenged his teammates. Look, just because we did this 2 years ago doesn't mean we can come right back and do it again. So I think they'll come back with the appropriate mindset to be ready to go for 26-27.
He is, to me, been so perfect. And I felt that Reggie Miller was perfect for this team, this franchise, this organization, and this fan base back in the day. But he is just so perfect for what he does on the floor and then off the floor. And we know that Indy, Chris, you've been around here just as long as I have. It is just different. And he is a guy that he's like I said, the orchestrator that brings people together, not necessarily his teammates on the floor, but just kind of everybody together. And that's what compels this market, along with the success in winning. But that's what compels this market. Somebody like that. He has the perfect basketball personality here.
Yeah, and I've been around Tyrese a lot, of course, since, he came in the trade from Sacramento. And, when he first came, I was just blown away at the maturity level of this guy at the young age that he was and is still. So I think that's a great tribute, to his parents and all of those things. And he just does so many great things, as you said, on and off the floor. And, so excited to see him back on the floor this year.
It's Chris Denari, the voice of the Pacers on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. So when you think about it, too, from the core group, Miles Turner obviously gone, Benedict Mathurin obviously gone. You slide in somebody like Kelly Oubre and then Ivica Zubac. How will things be different? How will things be better, in your opinion, as we're in the middle of July right now?
Well, I think one of the things, you and I have talked about when I've been on, and they will be different. Zubac presents, just a different type of player, really strong offensive rebounder, screen setter. One of the weaknesses of this team, even, as they had success in 24 and 25, was rebounding. I mean, they were one of the poor rebounding teams in the NBA. So I just think the ability to be more active on the offensive glass will create second chance opportunities. And sometimes the best three-point shot is that three-point shot you get after an offensive rebound. And that's really not something the Pacers were able to live on, over the last few years. Kelly Oubre, year after year, you look at his numbers, 14 points, 5 rebounds, is long, can defend, and I think is a perfect addition to the bench. So will the Pacers be a little bit different because they don't have that stretch five? Sure. They will have a stretch five coming off the bench in Jay Huff, so the second unit might play a little bit different than the first unit. But I think Ivica Zubac, I think he's going to come in hungry as well. He has a lot to prove to let people know just what kind of player he is. So really excited to see him in the pick and roll and those types of things with Halliburton, with Nemhard, with McConnell.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of differences that you're going to see, but there are also going to be some things that we haven't seen, if not in a long time, maybe forever. And that is something we've complained about with the board work defensively. And I can't remember a time when you would expect them to be able to be good on the offensive glass. And that's something that I think has been an issue with this team. Rebounding certainly has, Chris. But in the past, even with the success, the offensive glass allows teams in this era of basketball to step into such easy layup-like shots, especially from distance. And I can't remember a time when that has ever been evident with this team that was Zubats manning the middle with this group coming up this year.
Oh, there's no question about that. I mean, I just think that's something that you're always looking to improve, right? And I remember Donnie Walsh saying this many years ago when I started, and it was a very simple statement. He goes, if you're not improving, you're basically taking a step back. You can't stay the same. And so I think, as the Pacers look at what they need to do to be better and to get over that hump of winning an NBA title. They were so close a few years ago. Rebounding is something that they feel like is super important, and I believe it is as well. And Zubats is going to play a big role in that.
So, Chris Denari on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Do we have any knowledge on what means in which we're going to be able to watch you and Quinn and JJ and Eddie Gill do work for Pacers TV this year?
I think they're getting close. To the best of my knowledge, those talks or negotiations or all of those things are going on right now. You see bits and pieces. It seems like every week, one of the FanDuel former teams is announcing what they're going to do. So I know the people at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, Mel Raines, and everybody involved is working diligently to get something put together, and hopefully we'll find out something relatively soon.
I have said this all along. I'm hoping this is going to be very easy for everybody, because compelling basketball is what we expect to see, especially in the next 2 years here. And I just hope it's not a lot of work for folks, because I think nowadays, and we've seen this with, all these sporting events that we want to watch being on 19 different things, that can drive you nuts and drive you away. The one thing that I'm hoping the decision is made here is that it is easy for Pacer fans to receive Pacers content. It just has to be.
Yeah, I know they're taking all those things into consideration, John, and how, they put everything together. I mean, it's just part of it, though, too, is it is a vastly different world here in 2026, even than when it was 2021 or 2022 coming out of COVID with the streaming and the apps and all those kinds of things. So I know they're taking everything into account, and I know they're working really hard at it. And, I would anticipate we're going to know something here relatively soon.
All right. I like Tyrese Halliburton. Tomorrow it's time, King James. That's got to be, that's the ultimate tease right there for a lot of people. That's got Pacer fans wound up, Chris.
No, I know. I know. And I read the same things that people do. I mean, I don't have any inside knowledge or anything. And I mean, only LeBron knows what LeBron wants to do.
Yeah.
But it is pretty interesting that tomorrow Tyrese and LeBron are doing something. I think it's for Fanatics, right? I mean, it's some type of podcast.
Yeah,
so,
right.
I mean, we'll just wait and see, and maybe say our prayers tonight, and maybe something magical would happen.
Look at Chris Denari on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. There you go. All right. Well, you don't have a lot of time before the start of the season, so again, soak it all up as much as possible here. It's good to see. I have to see you back in a live show here pretty soon. I missed that with the lack of a postseason this year.
No, we have to figure out either north side or downtown again as we move forward to the fall.
Yeah.
When you're at District Tap again, and I'll bring my lovely bride of 42 years, and we'll have fun.
You have not called the JMV takeover in a while. You know who has, right? The awesome Melanie Buchanan.
Oh, wow.
The wife of Chad Buchanan.
Yeah, I need to do that. I mean, are you going to have, when's your next 90s?
That's a hell of a. It's Yacht Rock this weekend. And I don't normally have to. I do anything, so you can call and request anything. But it's just
I can call in for Only Want to Be With You or Hold My Hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's I do that at least. It may be a B105.7 Yacht Rock weekend, and I'll probably stick mostly to that because people enjoy it this time of year, especially. But yeah, I'll do whatever you want to do. Especially if it's Hootie and the Blowfish.
My wife and I on our trip to Greensboro 2 weeks ago, we stopped 2 Fridays ago. Darius Rucker was at River Bend, and so we were able to see that show and then hang out with Greenwood's own and Center Grove's own Jeff Marino, his drummer and band leader. And so we had a great time with Jeff after the show, and they're coming again. They're at Everwise on August the 1st. So looking forward to that show. I think I did my math. I think I've seen Darius now like 17 or 18 times, and I've seen Hootie and the Blowfish between 15 and 20.
Man,
so I'm not quite like the Benner brothers when David was alive, God rest his soul, seeing Dave Matthews 100 times, but I'm up there as far as Darius and Hootie and the Blowfish.
We should mention drummer Jeff Marino from Center Grove, a former inhabitant of Carefree North in Greenwood.
Oh,
Carefree North. There's a Carefree North and a Carefree South, which I believe is between Fry Road and County Line Road. And I think when Jeff we were all on the show together, were we not? I think Jeff mentioned that he was from Carefree North back in the day. That's where he grew up, yeah.
Well, what was funny is 2 weeks ago, so we're at the show. It's pouring down rain. Fortunately, we had great seats, and after the show, we go backstage and hang out with Jeff. Terry and I were literally there as the trucks were pulling out. They had already taken down the stage, and the buses were getting ready to go. They've got like 5 sleeper buses, and they were getting ready to go to Detroit. So we wandered out of River Bend at about 12:30 or 12:45, about 2 hours after the show. And it was so late, we were locked in the parking lot for a while. We had to figure out over there by Belterra, by the racetrack, how to get out because everybody had left.
That is beautiful. By the way, the awesome Terry Denary taking shots is still one of the highlights I've ever been a part of on this show right there. And I mean, taking shots like just anybody else. There was no sour. I mean, it was taking shot. It was so impressive, Chris. I will always remember that. That was one of the best moments of this show ever.
No, that was a great night because that was Game 6 of the OKC series. We came downtown, and then, very rarely do I get a handful of times, I think in my career, where I've actually sat at a game with her. And so what was cool 2 years ago was we sat in my seats for the Game 6 against the Knicks, and then sat in my seats for Game 6 against Oklahoma City. And then, of course, we were at District Tap before that game. That was a highlight, no question.
Awesome. All right. Well, keep us updated on this, and we'll see if there's anything to the Halliburton X message, which leads to a lot of conversation right now. But Chris, let me know whenever you can announce officially where you guys are going to be housed this year for TV, man.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, Chris. Thank you. Chris Denary, the voice of the Pacers on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Again, I'll bring this up, and who knows? Can I imagine it? No, but does it leave you guessing? It does. 4:26 this afternoon, and Tyrese Halliburton is going to go on a podcast with LeBron James. And there's speculation LeBron James is going to announce his destination. And because Halliburton is a part of it, James, there's speculation that it might be the Pacers. And then Halliburton drops in at 426. Tomorrow it's time. Now, to me, if it said tomorrow it's time, Pacer fans, that would be very conclusive. This, to me, is, hey, tomorrow it's time. I'm going on with LeBron James.
I agree. I think he's just promoting the podcast.
Yeah. So if he were to say, tomorrow it's time, Pacer fans, then I think everybody should have a massive sports arousal.
Or if he had put, that emoji where it's just the eyes, kind of the side-eye thing, that would probably stir some up.
Tomorrow's the time now. This just still seems like it's about being on the podcast.
I think that's all it is.
Quick break. We'll come back. Garth Brooks tickets. You got 2 nights for Garth Brooks coming up at Cambridge Fieldhouse in the month of August. I've got tickets for you. That and your calls at 239-1070. Don't go anywhere. Argentina advances to the World Cup final. Sunday they take on Spain. 2 straight goals, and they dismiss England. England will play in the consolation in Miami versus France coming up, too. Quick break. We'll come back. Your chance at Garth Brooks tickets, your calls, and more. Don't go anywhere. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. Quick update weather-wise, courtesy of Fox 59. Hey, John here for Premier Weight Loss. I was just in there today. Just a little over 2 years I've been going to Premier Weight Loss. I am down 80 pounds. 35% body fat is now transitioned into 13% body fat, thanks to Premier Weight Loss. Now, obviously, if you decide to do this, if you work alongside, adjust your diet, you also work out to it, you're going to see the results. But I have never, ever felt better in my life, no matter what age, than I do at the age of 56 and a half, thanks to Thomas and Lauren and Samantha and Premier Weight Loss. It has been spectacular. Could not feel any better. And actually, at the moment when they asked me to do this, I had no idea. And I was really afraid that I would lose like 5 pounds and gain back 8 and not really be down with it. But I've stuck to it, and you can too. If you want to get back to the days you used to do things you no longer do, you want to feel better, look better, be more healthy, you can do it with Premier Weight Loss. PWLND.com, or give them a call today at 317-643-4444. I was with Samantha earlier today and had mentioned, too, has anybody been in here and talked about the show? And she said, yeah, they're talking about the cottage cheese craze that's going on right now, too. That was all sparked by my diet and others, thanks to Premier Weight Loss. Again, 317-643-4444, PWLND.com today. Also ask them about this. Ask them about the cosmetic treatments that they have, from Botox to skin tightening, electronic toning. It is all going to work for you thanks to Premier Weight Loss. 317-643-4444. Get started on your very own weight loss journey today. Tell them I sent you, PWLND.com. Incredibly fortunate years ago, Joe and then John came to me with Connecticut Water Systems and said, hey, we can be the best. We can make your water into the best. And part of the issue I had at my home, I love where I live, don't get me wrong, but I live on a well, right? I live in Morgan County on a well, and the water was not good. And I thought, wow, you guys are going to have to do some serious work to manufacture me the best water possible, as what you're talking about. But simply put, that's exactly what they've done. They customize a system for me, and the first thing they did, like they'll do for you, they tested my water. Allow them to do that for you. Consider this. You don't live on a well in Morgan County like I do. Consider what they can do for your water. Clean, crisp, the clear water for your drinking, your bathing, your washing of clothes. It is phenomenal what Connecticut Water Systems can do, and it starts with that no-cost test to find out what they can put together for you. It's Joe and the gang at Connecticut Water Systems today. Make your water the best it can be. Sign up and get them out to your home today. That's Connecticut.com.
The Ride with JMV.
I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop. And there is no one that does it better.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Argentina moving on to the championship, trying to defend their World Cup title of 4 years ago. MetLife in Jersey coming up on Sunday afternoon. Spain and Argentina, the matchup. 2-1 Argentina over England down in Atlanta earlier today. It's going to be France and England in the consolation affair in Miami. I have news for you right here. It looks as if you guys have come through. You guys have been clutch. You guys do it again. And yet another reason why we continuously give to you what we hope to be the most incredible content on a daily basis. Because we know you guys can come correct with us. You guys can save us. You guys can help us. In the middle of July, when we're caught between a lot of things right now, we have a big weekend on the inbound. IBE Summer Celebration. We're trying to get Scarface of the Ghetto Boys. Montel Jordan hopefully can join. This is how we do it. But we offered you the satisfaction of maybe a case or two, who knows, certainly a bottle or two, if you could help us with Days of the Dead. Because in town coming up this weekend, I don't know how meaningful this is to you, but Robert Romanus is coming to town. And you're going to say, well, wait a minute, who's Robert Romanus? Robert Romanus played the iconic role of Mike Damone in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You guys have come through. Evidently, I think we're in the front door right here because I just get this email, James, from somebody representing Stellar Appearances.
Mm-hmm.
The email says, hello. If you would like Robert to do a live call at 3 p.m. on Friday, we can make it happen.
Oh, wow. Well, it looks like we're ready to go then.
That is from Peter Delorme of Stellar Appearances. So thanks to you guys, it looks as if Mike Damone is going to join us on Friday's show. And really, I don't care if it's at the start or the finish, in the middle. If I have to start at 2:30, I don't care. Does not matter. And we're going to be live. We're going to be live at the District Tap downtown with Hurst and Lamontes. And we know that Tamika Catchings will join us. I know you guys are going to join us too. I know that Alex is going to be there. I know that Michael's going to be there. But we are going to have a conversation with Robert Romanus, Mike Damone. At least that's according to Stellar Appearances. Is Stellar Appearances legit? Is there a legitimacy to that? Because I just got it, and I got all excited. I got like a Damone arousal right here.
They look pretty legit.
Man, you guys are clutch as usual. I can't thank you enough. There's a reason why I love this place, because we all have fun. It's so incredibly fun. But Mike Damone, Robert Romanus, scheduled in coming up on Friday at 3 o'clock. James is working on the nuts and bolts of it right now. Absolutely awesome. And again, thank you guys very much. And hopefully it's real. You think somebody's yanking my chain, or is this real?
I mean, if they're yanking your chain, then they went and set up a whole fake website for it.
It is legitimately. Do they represent a lot of people, or is that Days of the Dead rep?
I think it's more of a Days of the Dead, like convention celebrity appearance type thing. I don't think they're their actual film agents. I think they kind of specialize in these conventions.
We might have a little smoke show up there too, little Zobel. While we're at it. Well done, guys. Thank you very much. Robert Romanus, Mike Damone will join us coming up on Friday's show. At least that's what it says right here. 114-98 Timberwolves over the Pacers. Summer League play. Pacers fall to 1-3. Jalen Slauson had 29 rebounds in that loss for the Pacers. The big news today, outside of Mike Damone being on this show, which is stinking awesome, totally awesome, Spicoli, is, I don't know if you've seen this or not. I'm assuming that you have the Tyrese Halliburton X message earlier today of being with LeBron James on his podcast, and there's been a great deal of speculation. I think, honestly, did that speculation start with Alex Golden and that article in SI setting the pace? Did he start that fire?
It kind of seems like he did, though I don't know if he legitimately put forth the question of, LeBron's going to join the Pacers. I think he just may have commented on, because he's doing it with Halliburton, there could be speculation on it.
I saw him mention when somebody said, hey, you started this and it's never going to happen. And he said, well, I think it kind of got blown out of proportion, and it most certainly has been blown out of proportion. But Tyrese Halliburton also blows it a bit out of proportion right here, too, by within the last hour. He got on X and said, tomorrow it's time at King James. Now, you can read into that however you want to read into that. It has 26,000 likes. So there are a lot of people believing this. If it were to say, again, Tyrese Halliburton were to send out on X, hey, Pacer fans, tomorrow it's time, then I think you got something. This seems like more of a promotion
Yep.
of his appearance with LeBron James to
Yep.
me.
That's how I'm viewing it too.
Yeah.
Now he might be leaning into it a little bit just because with all the speculation. I mean, you want people to retweet it, you want people to like it.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's much smoke to this fire, honestly.
Oh, I wish there would be because that would add a great deal of content. Look at my man Jim McCann in Southern California sent me all that stellar appearances reps. There's Anthony Michael Hall on this list. Barbara Eden. And I don't know who this is, but she looks like she's smoketacular. Kelly?
The wrestler?
Barbie Blank? Is that? Yeah, wrestler.
Yeah, Kelly. She used to wrestle back in the 2000s.
I'm
I
just
think.
looking this up right here. Bill Duke. Anybody remember Bill Duke? Bill Duke played.
Well, he was in Predator, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Well done, James. Chris Jericho was rep by stellar appearances. Danielle Harris. My goodness. This is like a who's who for me right here. Danielle Harris. Darcy DeMoss. Darcy DeMoss was one of the hot chicks in Can't Buy Me Love. David Naughton. Most noted role, besides having a hit song back in the 70s, An American Werewolf in London. Ernie Hudson. Ernie Hudson was in Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters. Got a lot of people I dig on it. Kathleen Turner's rep by Stellar Productions right here. Or Stellar Appearances, I should say, not Productions. Got a lot of people on this list. Shout out to Jim McCann for sending me this. And it does make sense. Steven Dorff is on that. Steven Dorff is going to be appearing at Days of the Dead coming up this weekend on the east side at the Marriott. Steven Dorff, most noted, Steven Dorff was in a film, and I've talked about this before. It was from 1993. Now I can't remember what it is. Judgment Night. I brought this up before. He, Emilio Estevez, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Jeremy Piven. Judgment Night. Now, this is the real deal right here. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you more than you know. With that, we always try to give back, and we'll do that coming up on the other side. We will give back. Somebody is going to win Garth Brooks tickets. Back-to-back shows at Cambridge Fieldhouse coming up in the month of August. If you don't win your tickets, you can still get them. Your chance to win those tickets coming up on the other side. And much like the World Cup, we got a little bit of extra time, too, about 8 minutes of extra time. Time for your calls right now at 239-1070, and extra time coming up after 6 o'clock. Do not go anywhere. Back-to-back live shows tomorrow and Friday. I'll explain that and more coming up. It's 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. John for Big Red Liquors powers the JMV Takeover every Saturday night on B105.7. You dig on the non-alcoholic brands. How about Heineken six-pack bottles, $2 off there, too. Great deals coming up this weekend for whatever you like. Coors Light, Coors Banquet Beer, 16-ounce. 12-pack cans you're going to save there, too. The Yingling family of beers, 16-ounce, 12-packs. $2 off. Busch Light 16 ounces. You're going to get 12 packs and $2 in savings too. Corona Extra, and Modelo Especial. 24-pack bottles, $3 off. That and more can be found at Big Red Liquors, 100-plus locations, state of Indiana. There is one near you. Also, 19 new here in central Indiana, in and around Indianapolis, for the locations, the Red Hot deals, the Speakeasy deals, and to find out more about their support, empowering the JMV takeover every Saturday night on B105.7, you can find it online right now, BigRedLiquors.com. Outdoor living space, so incredibly important. Call Ron today for a free quote, 317-696-4071. PremierDeckCoating.com. That's a sister company of Rhino Shield, locally owned. And I'm talking about your outdoor living space. You want it to look spectacular. And, you know, when you get the hot and humid temperatures, the sun beating down, if you have your normal variety of painted or stained decks, it can be compromised. It can split. It can peel. It just doesn't look good whatsoever. So that's why you want the coverage and the great look with that free quote from Ron at 317-696-4071 from Premier Deck Coating. You also get a 10-year guarantee, and it comes in virtually any color. It's going to make your deck look spectacular. Also great for fences, for pergolas, for outbuildings, and more. The free quote in Ron today. Give him a call. Tell him I sent you. 317-696-4071. PremierDeckCoating.com.
The Ride with JMV.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad.
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
All right, number 40 on the text line. James is going to find you. 317-239-1070. Number 40 on the text line. Garth Brooks tickets. Back-to-back shows. I don't know which one it's for. Do you know which one it's for there? August 21st and 22nd at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. One of those two nights. That's a Friday and a Saturday.
It doesn't say.
It does not say. You got to be flexible Friday or Saturday. I'm assuming you're going to be if you end up winning these. Number 40, Garth Brooks. Blame it on my roots. The tour, he goes back-to-back at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Number 40 on the text line, 317-239-1070, will be a winner. Got more for you tomorrow and on Friday as well. Argentina moves on to the World Cup final. They'll get Spain coming up on Sunday in Jersey. They beat England 2-1, 2 straight goals late in the contest today, the 85th, and then again in the 92nd minute, after England staked themselves to a 1-0 advantage in the first half. Argentina defending their title. They'll get Spain. Spain has been suffocating defensively. Meantime, you're going to end up getting a consolation performance in Miami with France and England. And probably neither one of those teams. I would assume you're going to get paid a lot more money, whomever finishes third over fourth, and that's great. But still, it'd be tough to get back up for that, I would assume. And Buenos Aires is going crazy right now. So tell me this, James. Where does the Garth Brooks text line enthusiasm compare to, I think, what was the most enthusiasm we've ever had is with Morgan Wallen?
It's pretty comparable. I cleared out all of the new messages so I could keep count. It says I have 64 new messages.
64, and I've mentioned that 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, so that's doing pretty good right now.
And Morgan Wallen was pretty outstanding with that too, though. Yeah, somebody's going to win it. Got a little extra time coming up after 6 o'clock, too. I did want to mention this sad news today surrounding the IU women's basketball program. On their social, they send this out. It is with heavy hearts that we share the passing of Richard Morin, father of head coach Terry Morin. Her father passed away July the 11th at the age of 91. And that according to the IU women's basketball social. And obviously a tremendous supporter of his daughter as the head coach at IU. Indeed, sad news. On the other hand, Tyrese Halliburton, tomorrow it's time at King James, which has sparked a great deal of speculation that LeBron James will want to play for the Pacers, whom have no money. He would have to play, obviously, a great deal for free. But we shall see. Tyrese Halliburton stating an hour ago on X, tomorrow it's time at King James. Now, again, James and I have broken this down, and it is so nerd. I apologize for the level of nerdery in which I'm dealing with right here. But if it said tomorrow it's time, Pacer fans, I think you have something to be excited about. Tomorrow it's time at King James means he's going to be on the podcast with LeBron James, I think. But it still has not stopped the enthusiasm. All right, quick break, James. We'll come back. We got some extra time. Who wants to do it? Like 8 minutes of anything goes. On the other side, road shows tomorrow in Anderson and downtown in Indy with a variety of special guests. And one, we were just told, will make the first ever appearance on this show coming up on Friday. One you're going to be thrilled about, especially if you're Generation Xers and you're like me, you'll be thrilled about. That and more coming up. Anything goes on the other side. Stay right there. 93.5, 107.5 The Fan.
The Ride with JMV.
Son, you got a panty on your head. You drive fast, eh?
93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
All right, crank it up. I have such good news for everybody out there. First of all, road shows tomorrow and Friday. Can't miss this, too. And we're going to hit a lot of area for everybody to join, too. Tomorrow, the first time at Moran's Bar and Grill in Anderson. I got to go by the official haircutter of this show in the JMV Takeover. Big League Barbers coming up tomorrow. That's going to be in Noblesville, where the awesome Lindsay's going to deal with the lettuce and the dew. Shout out to Lindsay. And then I'm on my way to Moran's Bar and Grill in Anderson. Evan Williams, that's me, Brent Holverson, and Tony Renz all coming up on tomorrow's show. And I know James is efforting Debbie Antonelli. I would love to have her on the show. I'm a big fan. You know how much I love hoop. I think she just is fantastic at breaking it down. That's tomorrow. So Madison County, Anderson. Anybody up there, Moran's Bar and Grill, we would love to see. I've heard only great things about it. So here we come tomorrow. Friday, we are going to be with Hearst and Lamontes downtown, the District Tap. Of course, that's before the Fever take on Seattle on Friday. So we'll be there. Tamika Catchings will join us live at the District Tap. That's on Friday. So I'm looking for all of you. And we just got word, and James is making sure this is solidified, that actor Robert Romanus will join us at the start of the show. Robert Romanus played the iconic role of Mike Damone in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which, for me, is about as awesome as it gets. And for those of you out there saying, well, I don't know who that is, why should it matter to me? I don't care. It does not matter. It matters to me. All right? It matters to me, by God. No, seriously, I can't wait. And we're trying out some other things, too. Trying out Scarface of the Getter Boys. I know our good friend Aunt Paris is in on that. And Montel Jordan. We've got IBE Summer Celebration going on this weekend, which I love. Both of those artists are playing the White Party coming up on Saturday night at the Convention Center in the 500 room. Anthony Anderson is around this weekend, too. It's going to be a great weekend all the way around. And Robert Romanus, by the way, Mike Damone is in town for Days of the Dead, which is going on the east side. That is inside the Marriott right there at I-70 and Shadeland Avenue. Going to be an awesome couple of days. I have not been this excited about the next 2 days as I am right now. More on that to come. Garth Brooks tickets again for the remainder Thursday and Friday of this week, too. JMV Takeover. It is going to be Yacht Rock flavor coming up on the All Request Saturday night. This Saturday night on B105.7. Yeah, it is going to be a hell of a weekend, to say the least. All right, little anything goes at 239-1070. Christo Man is up first after 6 o'clock. Hello, Christo Man.
John?
Yes.
Did you get that shirt out of the hamper?
The shirt out of the... Oh, yes. I'm like Rat. Hey,
There
it's
you
clean.
go.
Hey,
I was
man,
wondering
it's
if you
clean.
said that.
Hey, man, this is clean. That's how I should have responded to you.
Hey, I wanted to get on my soapbox real quick. Have you noticed? I think this town's out of paint or something for the roads, because the lane lines are terrible. The center lines are brutal. I can't see where I'm going half the time, especially when it rains. I don't understand it. I get it that roads suck anyway.
Yeah, they do.
But at least keep them striped.
Well, I just kind of wonder. You see like a orange road cone everywhere. Are they not doing that right now? Or are they doing other stuff?
I think they're doing other stuff.
I think they're doing other stuff, too. It's mostly like underneath the ground is what they're doing. It seems like all the time. But it's something. I see road cones everywhere, brother. I do. Crystal Man, what else you got?
To be out there paving them left and right, but I just like to have them.
Crystal Man needs lines on our roads. Stat is what he's saying right here. All right, there's a shout out to everybody. Lines on the roads right there. New paint job from Crystal Man.
Thank you, sir.
Got you. Fulton has a birthday weekend on the inbound. He joins us now. How many birthdays?
Yes, I do, John.
Buddy, you have like 15 birthdays every year. It's amazing.
No, just one. Just one.
All right, when's your birthday, buddy?
July 20th.
July the 20th. So it is coming up in 5 days. What do you got? We got to go really quick, Fulton. What do you got, Pally?
Guess what I just heard?
What'd you hear?
You know Clayton Anderson?
Yeah, I do know Clayton Anderson.
He's going to be at the Federal Hill Commons tomorrow in Noblesville.
He's going to be where tomorrow?
Federal Hill Commons.
Well, you better go and say JMV told me to get up on stage with you and sing "Friends in Low Places." Okay?
Well, hopefully I can, but the weather's not going to be good for tomorrow. So.
I got you. Hey, happy birthday Saturday night. I'll talk at you again. Okay, Pally?
Sounds great, and I'll talk to you Monday too.
Happy birthday to Fulton's going to be 27 coming up on the 20th. James, great job out of you. James is back. Kristen Neri, Kevin Bowen, Matt Taylor, podcast 1075thefan.com. We're going to fire this up from Moran's Bar and Grill. Anderson, Madison County, me, Brent Holverson, Tony Renz. We'll kick the show off tomorrow at 3. 93.5, 107.